Ladies and gentlemen, and gentlemanly ladies, on this week's On the Rocks, it's all about filmmaking with Brazilian filmmakers, Cannes Festival favorite, Thales Correa, and Anthony Moore to chat about their latest project, Poly People. And yes, it is about what you think. With my guest co-host, Ellie Party's DJ John Joseph, and me, your favorite host with the sassy most. Raise a glass and let the drinks begin.
Propose a toast.
This is On the Rocks with Alexander, where I drink with your favorite celebrities as we talk about fashion, entertainment, pop culture, reality TV, and, well, that's about it. So pop a cork, lean back, and raise a glass to On the Rocks.
Fasten your seatbelt. It's going to be a bumpy night.
That applause is just deafening. Buttons and bows and pantyhose, On the Rocks podcast, a place where we're too glam to give a damn. I saw the best motivational sign on social media. You know, social media is just full of gurus and motivational speakers, all you shirtless boys out there. But it goes like this. Every dead body on Mount Everest was once a highly motivated person. So maybe calm down. Simmer down now. But seriously, everybody's hitting the gym post-COVID. Calm down and eat a bagel, okay? The rest of us are feeling bad. Postmates 3 times a day. That's down from 5 times a day, just so you know. Exciting news. On the Rocks is coming to Uranus. Well, kind of. I'm very excited. On the Rocks will be on the scene with the nationwide nonprofit Gaaays in Space, and that's 3 A's in Gaaays, 3 A's in Space, as we celebrate the 55th anniversary of Star Trek in Las Vegas for 1 full week of panels, Star Trek celebrity meet and greets, game nights, VIP cocktail parties, and a Mars spacesuit experience, and the grand finale party at Piranha Nightclub. And On the Rocks will be there hosting a bunch of it all. Starts August 10th. Go to gaaysinspace.com for more info. I'm already on a crash diet to fit into my costumes. I mean, Starfleet issued uniforms. Live long and prosper, bitch. We'll see you in Vegas. Like us on Twitter and Instagram at On The Rocks On Air, and on Facebook, On The Rocks Radio Show. Send me an email. Book me for a wedding, funeral, quinceañera, bris. I don't care. I will show up. Season 2 of Poly People. I will be there. Info at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com. The show is presented by Straw Hat Media. You can watch and or listen to our now over 260 episodes at OnTheRocksRadioShow.com for free. If you're listening to us, you can watch us on Facebook Watch and on Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, on the Outat.tv app. Share, subscribe, leave a comment, leave your phone number. I'm single. Sean, do you have a knock-knock joke?
I do.
Make it fast. We have some real writers here, so it's got to be funny.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Noise.
Noise who?
Noise to see you, mate.
That's because we have
Dublin
heavy
accent. Dublin,
yes.
from Dublin. I learned a very dirty one, but I'll tell you later.
That was the first laugh that I've gotten yet, so.
Well, it's because they're polite. They're Brazilian. They're not like Americans will just stare at you and be like,
That must be it.
That accent was as good as Dick Van Dyke's and Mary Poppins.
I thought that was good, but
It was awful. Step and twine. It's like, give your dentures a rest. Thank you, Sean, for that. Okay, let me welcome my guest co-host today, no stranger to cocktails. DJ John Joseph is a DJ producer from San Diego, California, and an event producer. He currently holds residencies up and down the West Coast, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, and Phoenix, with some of the top gay and straight nightclubs, playing a mix of his big room EDM. Some of John's greatest accomplishments, including getting to open for top names such as Tiesto and Calvin Harris, and hosting a radio show on SiriusXM's Pandora. On the event producer end, he has brought some of the largest EDM parties to the gay community in multiple cities and continues to recreate gay nightlife with new and inventive events in his bedroom. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that part.
In his bedroom.
In his bedroom. He's as talented on stage as he is
In the bedroom?
in the bedroom. There you go. There's so many bedroom jokes here. Or at least that's what Grindr says. He will be tearing it up for San Diego Pride for many opportunities with LE parties. Please welcome DJ John Joseph. Wiggle, wiggle, wah.
Hello, welcome, hello.
Hello.
I'm excited to be here.
Now, it's very funny because I know you've been this party boy, but you have actually been super busy.
I have been.
Sometimes you're at 2 different venues in 2 different cities on the same
day. Yeah.
That's insane. So you kind of have to keep it together and like not be the party guy.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's typically the second show is when I get to let loose. But the first show I had to be straight.
We heard. Now, were you scared at all to head back into nightlife? Everything's back to normal, and every place is packed. By the way,
It's beyond packed. I'm not scared to go back to nightlife. I was actually more excited to go back to it. I was waiting patiently, but I was that one waiting with my mask on and actually following the rules, which was a little strange because everyone thought I was going to be the wild one.
the first one, yep.
They'd be like, the mask off. But I was like, no.
Leave it on.
So.
But I do have to say, you kept the party going during COVID. You would do
did.
digital shows from your living room, by the way.
Yeah, very drunk digital show.
Well, you got to see like the bottle was like less and less and less. But the show was so great, and it was like your own private in living room party.
Yeah, my neighbors loved it too, so it was good. It was like,
Did they really or no?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't really care.
You did
I moved.
building bridges with our allies. Thank you so much. What's one of the craziest stories you have from DJing?
How racy can I go on this show?
We have filmmaker investors that could be listening. So keep that in mind.
Craziest stories, maybe like on a positive note, being being seen play a Pride set in San Diego, and then traveling out to Europe and being in Spain, and then getting pulled aside by the owner of a club who saw me DJ and said it was fantastic. I would love to have you DJ here, and then I got to DJ out there. So it was kind of like a
That's
fun little-
amazing.
Yeah.
And Spain, you get to like take a nap like right before nighttime, so that's great.
Right.
So that obviously was not like a racy story.
No, but I have some more crazy ones.
Okay,
Please.
I have this question. Have you ever had to like pee behind the DJ booth because you can't leave your
Oh my
set?
God, I have a terrible story about that.
Okay, well let's hear that one.
Oh, like so many years ago, the Abbey used to have a tall riser.
Oh, I remember.
That you had to DJ on,
I've fallen off that riser.
they had me DJ, but the DJ after me didn't show up, so I'm on for 4 hours, and they're like, "Can you do another 4 hours?" I'm
And
like,
there's
"Oh,
drinks coming too, right?
oh my God!" And when I'm drinking, I'm having fun. My friends are like passing drinks up to me, and I'm like, "I gotta pee." And the bathroom's like, "Oh, the bathroom's on the way back." This is my first time ever working with the Abbey. This is many years ago, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get back down. I don't have any mixes prepared. I didn't bring anything with me, so I'm like, "Bring me a bucket." And in front of everybody, I took a piss because I had nothing. I had no other choice.
And now you're a resident at the Abbey.
No, I quit.
That's how he got booked at the Eagle.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. He's doing that now. Get
So.
that yellow hanky out. Now, how did you first get into like music and DJing? Were you like always into music as a kid? Do you remember putting together your first like? Was it like 2 cassette tapes that you melted together?
I DJ'd a couple of times for fun in high school, just as like a little like fun little thing on the like, lunches. But then it wasn't until I met Michael that I started really pushing it into it, and he like mentored me into it.
So Michael, that we're talking about.
Michael runs LE Parties with me, and he is my business partner in that whole.
LEparties.com, and they're throwing together for San Diego Pride 6 parties, 3 locations over like 4 days, right?
Yeah, well, and then we just added all the Flick San Diego parties too, so we're doing pretty much everything.
Now, how did you meet Michael and become involved with like the biggest event planning group in Southern California?
Well, yeah, I used to date.
Are you serious? 2 bottoms don't make a right. What do you guys do? Just like throw it at each other?
Scissor each other.
Yeah, it's like scissor.
If you watch Polytape, you have a double-sided.
Yeah.
I guess I should be in season
Spoiler
2.
alert.
Season 2.
Yeah.
2.
I didn't know you dated.
Yeah. Oh God. Back when I was pretty. So yeah.
Are you dating material?
I am.
No, he's always like at the parties with the hottest go-go boys. I bet people would have like trust issues dating you.
Always.
Yeah. And you're not the
Yeah, I
most
can see
trustworthy. It's like the wind blows right. He's like, woo, thank you for that. That's fun. No,
But yes, it was a lot of fun. I met Michael, and then that didn't work out obviously. But our business strength was really strong, and we do really well in business. We actually complement each other a lot. So it just kind of built and built and built, and then here we are today.
Well, I love that because it shows that gay guys can work together, support each other, and be very successful.
Yeah.
You know, especially coming from dating to being friends. It does work.
Yes,
So
it does work. People
that's-
don't believe it, but it does work.
That's refreshing. Now, how does a DJ compete with like all the apps out there? Now we have all of these DJs who literally have an app that can mix everything together. We have like Paris Hilton, where her board is literally not even plugged in, and she's like, "Hi guys, I'm a DJ."
Good for her. I mean, there's definitely something about presence and reading an audience, and that's something you learn from it, from experience and being there and doing it live. And if you don't do it live, you're not invested in the audience, and you're not really playing to them and winning them over, supposedly. So.
Now, what kind of music are you listening to on your own? You can't be listening to EDM all the time. Like,
No,
brush your teeth.
I mean, I kind of do. I'm not
Are you
weirdo.
serious?
Yes, and,
No.
and everyone makes fun of me. Like I'll be the one at like 9 in playing like hardstyle in my living
You
room.
know, I don't blame
Oh
you.
my
I'm kind of like
God.
that.
Oh, please.
Yeah, Thales is like that.
Oh, you are?
Tiesto.
Oh,
I
He's
love
listening to the
we can hang
Annie
out then. We can hang
soundtrack.
out.
Yeah, I got wet with your credits. Tiesto.
I have a fun story about that too off air.
Oh, thank you. Let's see how dating material he is. I have a bucket.
That's actually really funny. Can you imagine first date? Somebody hands him a bucket with like a bow on it.
I heard your story on the rock, so
Oh,
here's
yes.
a bucket. Because we're going for more
here's
than
your
4
bucket.
hours, baby.
Here's your
That's
bucket.
not poly people. That's another. That's pee
Yeah,
people.
that's
That's
something
my
else.
previous film, Bathroom Stalls in Parking Lots.
That's actually yes. Yes, we're actually going to talk about it. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are talking to 2 Brazilian filmmakers currently up for Emmy consideration. By the way, we're going to talk about their film. We're going to talk about their career. We're going to talk about coming to America and becoming American citizens. When we come back. And we are back.
Wow, that was a quick.
That's how we do it around here. It's like, quick, quick, quick. I want to introduce Thales Correa, Brazilian-born, is an award-winning queer director, writer, and producer based in L.A. His first feature film was Bathroom Stalls and Parking Lots, which he wrote, directed, and produced, and starred in. The film was a big hit at Q-Flix Philadelphia Film Festival, hitting the charts upon release as a best-selling DVD on Amazon and TLA Video Store. His current series that we're going to take a look at, Poly People, which he co-wrote, directed, and starred in, can be seen on his YouTube channel, and is being considered in Primetime Emmy Award as Outstanding Short Form Comedy and Thales as an Outstanding Actor in a Short Form Comedy Series for his performance as Cuddles. Rumor has it Cuddles may stop by to say hello. You can watch this series. They're in 10-minute vignettes with bloopers at the end of every of them. You can literally sit and watch them all. You can rewatch them. It's hilarious. Thales got his start attending UCLA Film School. Before graduation, he had already begun directing a myriad of exciting projects ranging from films, music videos, and PSAs to sketches and TV episodes. His first 2 short films, Parents and Milvio, were accepted at the Festival de Cannes. There's many different theories how to say can, con. I looked it up. I called somebody there. It's can. Is what you're supposed to say. Can.
Probably, yeah.
Well, in
Yeah.
English, I guess. In French, I think it's con.
Con.
No, I asked a Frenchman. He's like, it's can.
Really? No
yeah.
way.
Yeah, he said you have to say it like can.
So I dated a
Can.
liar
Yeah.
Frenchman then. Yes. Okay.
Yes, well, they don't take showers anyway. Please welcome Thales Correa.
Hi. Ooh, I love this clad.
Also joining us, Anthony Moore has been acting and performing for as long as he can remember. As a young child growing up in a small Brazilian town, he performed in local theater productions and dreamed of appearing on the screen. His passion soon took him to Sao Paulo, Brazil's cultural and economic center, where he developed an accomplished career. There he starred in major TV series and commercials. He is a producer, screenplay writer, and an expert photo and film editor. Maybe he can, edit some of my photos. Poor Facetune is like, even I can't do that. Anthony has always been fascinated by Hollywood. A few years ago, he finally took the plunge and moved here to continue his career, and today he owns his own production company, Just Think Entertainment. And this summer, he also added American Citizen to his description. Please welcome Anthony Moore.
Yay.
Ooh, thank you. Look, Mr. People.
All right, so we're going to get into it. I really want to talk about your growing up in Brazil. When I think of Brazil, have you ever played in Brazil?
No, but I'm going this year in January.
Oh,
Ooh, this year in January?
Wow.
I thought this year's January was gone.
Oh, I'm just going because I want to go.
But wait, this year, January?
Next
No,
year.
sorry, next year, January.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I
okay.
thought.
It makes
back
it
in
makes more
time.
sense.
Oh, that part.
But I want to know because thinking of Brazil, I automatically think of Carnival. I think of samba, but that's kind of all I really get. There's like the Jesus statue.
Real.
But I want to talk about what the reality was of growing up in Brazil that we don't know about.
I think you said it all. That's what Brazil is. Thank you, guys. No, I'm kidding.
It's just samba and Carnival like the whole time.
Well, I'm from a very small town. It's actually, I'm from a farmish town. My dad was a coffee farmer. So I was away from everything you described.
Wow.
From the statue, from the beaches, from the bitches.
Now, did you get like the most amazing coffee every morning?
For sure. Yes.
But you were like all alone with all these fields.
No, it was like a small town. My dad it's 30 minutes. His farm was around, but my state is known for that. My state is known for the coffee industry. My dad was a coffee farmer. I was a little suburban gay kid trying to fit in.
You're like, coffee, anybody? It was like,
No, I was.
you,
No,
you
no,
had your
no,
own
no.
like Starbucks stand because we know every gay guy works at Starbucks, right?
No. I was. My dad would give me a ride to school, and it was like, he's not my dad. Like I was.
So you were kind of different right from the very.
I was different. I wasn't like that though. I'm just kidding.
He
Not
was
gay. Like
very different.
I was very.
Very different.
I was. I definitely didn't identify with my dad's profession.
Okay, yeah.
I was definitely like a theater kid, but there was no theater in my town. There was nothing in my town.
So were you watching stuff on like TV?
TV,
and excited?
TV, VHS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were some of the first like movies that you remember like really?
One of
like,
the first
inspired
movies
you?
that I'm like, holy shit, this is incredible, was The Matrix.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Matrix 4 is coming out, by the
I
way.
know.
Yes.
Here we go.
Mhm,
Wachowski sisters trans, and then they join our community, like
Yes,
the
they did.
directors,
Love it.
Yep.
which is even more proud of it. But Brazil has a huge industry for soap operas.
Yes. Oh, yes.
They distribute like all over the world, so it's huge. So I grew up watching that and being like, I want to do everything different.
But like, there's a big dream though, and I know from Brazil, and I do know this from Brazil because my grandma used to watch telenovelas, and a lot of them were from Brazil.
Where your grandma's from?
My grandma was from Mexico.
Okay, yeah, that's and we watch Mexican soap operas in Brazil
Which is
too.
funny. I think we are the #1 country that buys Mexican soap operas.
Yeah.
That's how I grew up with
La
all the Marias.
Usurpadora.
Well, and
Maria del Mar,
You know
Maria
that
del
one?
Barrio.
Maria del Barrio.
Marimar.
Maria de Nadia was one that I remember watching as a kid, and I can't speak Spanish at all, but that was one that I remember watching.
How
Because for those that don't
Which
know,
one?
soap operas are not on like year after year like they are here. It's like a mini series that goes on for a few months.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a extended series.
Yeah.
It's like a series, and they have an end because it's funny because the series sometimes they go for 5 years. Usually soap opera they have they don't go more than 1 year unless it's a huge success.
Right.
And they're based on like they see the how is the audience are accepting the characters and they change it. The writers changes like as they go. So it's a very interesting medium.
And what we're seeing more also in Mexican soap operas, and I know from Brazilian soap operas, we're actually seeing LGBTQ characters, which it never was the case.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was so machismo, you just couldn't have that. That was just not a part
Yeah,
of it.
I remember when I was young, taking back that story. There was this soap opera called America, by the way.
Oh.
You should call it America, but you know.
Yeah.
Can
So loca por ti, America.
you remember the theme
I remember
song?
the theme,
Okay.
yeah. And there was these two gay cowboys as a character.
Oh.
Oh, that's
do you
true.
remember that, Anthony?
That's true. So high.
That was they were about to do. It was like a love affair of two gay cowboys.
So,
So
Brokeback
yeah, let's say,
Mountain?
how do you say Brokeback Mountain in
It was
Portuguese.
pre Brokeback Mountain.
Oh.
And they were about to give the first gay kiss. And then I was as a kid, I was like, I'm not gay, but let's see this.
But they didn't, did they?
They did not.
They did not.
was all
When,
like
when it co-
the-
but
Yeah.
everybody was doing that, that expectation,
Yeah.
and then they'll just give a hug or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That was pathetic. Yeah.
It was pathetic,
Yeah.
but like that was a big thing.
One thing that I love to see from these telenovelas that come from all parts, from South America, from Mexico, was that, you know, in Southern California growing up, we just had this idea of what Latin looked like, which
Yeah.
it was, you know, dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes.
Yeah.
But you see this cross culture, such as like you and Anthony couldn't look more different. My great great grandmother had blonde hair and blue
Yeah.
eyes,
Yeah.
and that's just the reality of the diversity in terms of looks, even from the same country, even from the same town, even from that. It's a diverse way of looking.
Brazil is very mixed.
Brazil is
Yeah.
very mixed.
Very
for sure.
mixed. And they have a big German and Dutch immigration there since the Second War.
You look very kind of like Dutch. Like I would cast you as like a German Nazi.
Well, please cast me as anything. Like, just cast me.
Cast me as a sexy homeless, because that's what I'm going
That's
for.
what I'm going for.
But Anthony's right. Is a huge mix. One of my two biggest friends here in LA, Brazilians, is him, and there's another girl. She's very blonde and blue eyes, and then I have another one that looks like me. And
Arthur is also blown.
Arthur, yeah, we had like our friendship there. Even
very
here is very mixed. On our community here, and it reflects in Brazil as well. Is very diverse, and we don't have that much separation. Like when I moved to America, I stumbled with the question like, oh, but I'm a half Puerto Rico and I'm a half German and I'm a quarter Italian.
Yeah, race is a big thing here in Brazil.
In Brazil was something like, what do you mean a quarter? Like, I don't get it, because that's something that we never asked anybody, because like it doesn't matter how you look, like it never comes to our mind like, oh, what is your heritage? You know?
It's so important here that it's so ridiculous because you're put in a box based on where your family is from. I was the only Latin kid in Southern California in Catholic school all growing up. Southern California being the only Latino. The
How's that
Latinos,
possible?
because the Latinos were the janitors. I was with a bunch of rich white kids, and it was awful because I felt isolated. I was treated differently, and people just made assumptions like, "Where's your family from?" Mexico. Oh, okay. I don't even know. And you grew up in San Diego, so
did.
you got an understanding of what that kind of assumptions about the Latin culture is.
Well, I mean, but down there is a little bit different. I feel like because you're right next to the border, like you 10 minutes down and you're there. So I feel like I had a different experience than you did, because growing up, I did go to Catholic school, and in Catholic school, I was like part of, half of it's Latin, half of it's white. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, do you want to hear something very interesting that I think is interesting? Like, I grew up more or less like you, because in the part of Brazil that I grew up, everybody's darker. So my sister and I were basically the only very, very white ones there. So we were different and weird because we were too white. So actually, I grew up like my arm looked like I was a drug addict, because my mother used to take me blood tests every single, like twice a week, because she thought I had anemia because I was too white.
Oh, wow.
And then the doctor was like, he's just white.
Taking too much drugs.
And she was like, but he doesn't. No, but the best part was like, my mother was like, but he doesn't have blood. Look at his face. Look at his skin. And he was like, now he doesn't, because you're taking it out every single week. And that was so weak, because my mother, like, my arms are purple, because my mother just didn't understand the difference between, again, race is not a big deal in Brazil. It's like, you're black or white. It's like Michael Jackson's 80 songs. Black and white, that's all.
Well, and he was both
Yeah, he was both.
at different parts of his
don't
career.
don't
but-
get me
but
wrong.
he
Like,
was
Brazil is not a saint country.
No,
there
not at all.
is racism in Brazil. It's a different way though. Like, for example, you saying like, oh, I was the only Mexican. The way we see immigration is different than the way Americans see it, and like, at least where I'm from, it was very cool if you have anybody from everywhere outside, because it's not something that happens very much. Like the way we see Mexico, especially like we exported a lot of Mexican soap opera, like we were talking earlier, and we see it different. And when I came here, I was able to grasp the other perspective that they had on Mexican people and the other cultures, So it's definitely different. I'm not saying that we're a saint, that Brazil is better and accepting, it's just different. It's different. I love Brazil. If nobody have been there, I would definitely recommend when this COVID thing totally is done. It's different. It's interesting. People in Brazil I can describe as being very festive. Like, that's something that you're gonna probably grasp right away. Like, when you go there, like, people are always like down to party and have some fun. That's some you know what I mean? That's ingrained. Like, we're like every year we're like making plans for Carnival, and then what's the next holiday, and like party and having fun is like a way of life in Brazil, which I admire.
And from what I understand, that party way of life is like, it's the older generation and the younger generations. It's everybody. It's not exclusive to just like the young people.
What do you mean?
Wanting to like party and have a good
I
time.
think
everybody.
It's everybody. Is a way of like, it's very European. Where we're talking about France.
Yeah.
It's very similar when I went to France.
Well, it's very European, except it's not. It's very poor.
Without the money, it's European without the
think
euros, baby.
I have a complete different point of view, because I think that if a country is a third world country that's effed up as Brazil is, I think you should spend less time partying, more time trying to be conscious about what's happening in the country and do something about it. That's what always.
Okay, but can I debate that?
I will debate that too. Yes.
It's just like, I don't know. I think it's where I come from. I just thought I come from a complete different point of view. Like, I came from a
Tell
very,
us a little
very,
bit about-
extremely poor area. I grew up waiting for water to be delivered to us in trucks, so we could be able to drink, to shower, to cook. So, I mean, my point of view about the Brazil itself is completely different. Like, I grew up, like, running away from smugglers, or hiding in a corner because there was a cop with guns pointing at you because they didn't know if you were one of the good or one of the bad. So you have like, are you gonna shoot me or not? Because I need to go home. So like I grew up in a very, very different side of Brazil. So every time sure, here in America, I met the rich Brazilians or the people who come here with different stories. And I started seeing beautiful parts of Brazil that I never got to see because, once I was poor in Brazil, I couldn't do anything because I was in the bad area. And once I started making money and going on TV, I didn't have time to do anything else. And I got my money and ran to America because I'm not that stupid. I came for the whole Hollywood dream. So my experience with Brazil is very traumatizing in certain way. So I haven't been in Brazil in 8 years, and I want to go now because I need to see my grandmother. But I'm like, listen, if I'm gonna go to Brazil to be mugged again, I'd rather be mugged in Paris.
So Anthony, how do you get out of that kind of
With a bottle of wine.
poverty situation? How did you get exposed to the arts, and how did you get out of that?
So I was born. I had a teacher, philosophy teacher, that he said I was born broken because I thought with my own mind. I wasn't built by the system as I was supposed to be. So because of it, I never followed any rules. I actually broke all the rules because I saw that all the rules was going to take me to a place I did not want to be. So I always saw myself differently. I always saw myself out of that place, and I actually interesting story. That's why I told you I struggled a lot with mental health. When I was 14 years old, I asked my mom to lock me down in a mental health institution. I said, you have to lock me down or I'm going to kill myself because something is wrong here. I don't know if the whole society around me is wrong or if I'm wrong, but whatever it is not matching. So I went through so much shit until I finally got...
have.
Yeah, so I just should have.
And then she's like, is this mental health or is this a diva? It's like,
Honestly, at the time
And
was
she
very...
didn't do it, and here's the result.
Here it is,
mama.
result.
See?
Congratulations. No, but actually when I got to Sao Paulo and I saw a complete different culture, I was like, oh my gosh, first of all, I'm not disgusting for being white, because I grew up like, oh my gosh, your eyes are so blue, it's kind of disgusting. It looks like your dad. Or like your skin is so pale that it looks like your dad. So I basically grew up thinking I was a dead person. I remember almost I almost got cancer many times because I used to hang out outside of my door with my hands out, yes, because I thought my hands were too wide, so I needed
to get 10?
to get dark. I wanted to be black.
That's a thing in Brazil too.
darker.
I've done that.
Yeah.
It's the urge to be 10 and
No, but for me, it wasn't about being 10 like this freaking bitch. It wasn't about being hot and 10. I just needed to be dark so I could
So you
be
didn't stand
equal. I could be accepted. And anyways, I used to dye my hair black all the time. At some point, I used to use black contact lenses because I couldn't accept myself as a white person because white was disgusting for me.
And when he gets to America,
When I got to
beautiful
America,
surprise.
I was like, wait a minute, I'm actually desired
blonde
by
is
people.
in.
Yeah, I never grew up with that, but yes, that's...
But it's so funny, Anthony, to be so fixated on your looks, and then you choose an industry where it's about your looks first. It's your headshot. It's how you walk into the room. You're judged from the minute you walk in that door.
Yeah, but right now, like when I grew up, actually, I used my comedy, all my fucked up... I was bad. So when what's the Hillbillies, the Hillbilly movie?
Beverly Hillbillies.
That was me without the Beverly Hills, just the hillbilly.
Yeah.
So
Brazilian hillbilly.
I came to São Paulo. I had completely wrong clothing, my accent. Every time I speak, I was like a daisy. So everybody left just by me saying good morning. So I actually was
Good morning.
I was hungry one day. That's how I started doing working on
Prostitution.
Now the prostitution, I needed more
That's
muscle.
for fun, baby.
For prostitution, I just had one big tool, but I didn't have the box presentation.
He had a big tool.
A very nice tool. But nobody got to see that because they judged the outside. The outside was
You
bad.
can show it now. We're on the air. You might as well show
Yeah,
it.
here we go, guys.
Just
Where's the
for.Fans.
bucket? Where's
Yeah.
the bucket?
Where's the bucket? No. But actually, how I got into the industry to actually made it until I started going to TV and commercials and all that and finding out all the things is I went on an open mic for stand-up comedy and I just said good night and everybody started laughing and I was like, oh, I don't need to do anything. That's actually. It turned out like I'm funny just because I'm funny.
Stupid.
I'm
What?
stupid, yes. So I just started talking about my family and everybody was laughing. I was making money and I was like, okay. And then I was seen by this agency that does, they do impersonations of celebrities. So they called me to be the Mask by Jim
Jim
Carrey.
Carrey. Oh,
remember that.
interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, so I was making $500 an hour by that time when they called me. So I started making a bunch of money. Then I started going on TV, and I became the #1 The Mask in the whole Latin America. Like I was doing international shows. And then with that, I got agencies that got me on TV, and then blah, 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 boom, and I started making money. And that's how I was like, oh, I actually have to be handsome. So I'm fucked. So plastic surgeries started going in. I put my boobs in, you know.
No, you didn't.
I'm kidding.
No. I was like,
But that's how big the American entertainment influence is in the world. Like you see, like he was like developing his career and making money doing The Mask, like a very Americanized character from Gene Carrey. That
Yes.
we loved.
now, how did you go from the coffee fields then to getting involved? Were you doing theater in school, and then did you study acting in Brazil?
Did I study acting in Brazil? I definitely did some little school theaters, like with the gay kids in the street. I was like, I'm not gay. It's just theater. All right, it's art.
They're like, you don't need that much makeup for that play, and you're like,
I did some theater. Look, I feel like even the entertainment and being gay was two things that I was trying to unleash, and it was inside me that was trying to see how I'm gonna, you know what I mean, live that. Like, cause there are two things that was away from me where I grew up. I knew that I had to leave my town because it was a place that I didn't feel very comfortable. Like, I didn't feel like all my all my friends, they were like growing up getting girlfriends and I wasn't. You know what I mean? And then friends that mess around with me. So what the fuck's going on? You guys leaving me for this bitch? Anyway, very young age, and also there was no movie theater in my place. There was nothing that I could have access to entertainment. So and then my parents, you know, like they were humble people. Like from like my dad was a coffee farmer. They like, what do you mean entertainment? Like, what do you mean gay? Go to the church and pray and you'll be better. Like, you know what I mean? And so I was like, I knew that I just didn't found any outlet for support where I was. So I was like, so when I was 16, I was started already like move out. I remember when I was 16, I went to a little bigger city because I was like, oh, there's this university. Like my mom was always like wanted to give me an education. She was like, no matter what you do, Thales, just get a diploma. I was like, in anything? She's like, yeah, and then you know what my mom used to say? She was like, I was like, why you want me to have a diploma so bad? She's like, so because if you go to jail, they put you in a special place.
Yes, yes.
I was like, oh wait,
You have a special
is
cell
that the
for people with
purpose you wanted
diplomas.
to do?
Yes.
I've got a diploma.
yeah, so I can commit crimes. I'll be fine.
I need that place where I'm gonna be the bitch.
So the idea of going to jail, that's, you know, got me my fantasy going. No, I'm just kidding.
Like I must say, this show is really fun because I'm getting drunk.
I'm already getting fucked up saying shit, but I love it. No, but that was it. Sorry, I'm going to summarize here. So I was like 16. I moved out to a bigger city. There was like a theater program on the school that I was doing, and then I was like, oh, I'm doing a theater program, but I studying whatever my parents wanted. And when I did the it's called vestibular. How do we translate this shit here?
It's basically like some kind of a
You know when
test that you do before you
to
get
go
into
to the
any
university?
Okay,
you
yeah.
have to reach some score and
Like
like a
SAT.
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 Yeah,
Here we
yeah,
go.
Yeah. But in Brazil, there's no thing like here like that. You submit your application, and if they like you, it's just SAT. You gotta do it SAT
Yeah.
no matter what. So
And you gotta beat the rich kids who had better education.
yeah. So I did I like my parents always like in the dream of every Brazilian kid, every Brazilian parents wants for the kids is like because Brazil has a public education system which like the university is really competitive to get in, like so you have to hit really high scores on the SAT there and you get a free higher education,
Oh, interesting.
which is one of the top of the country actually. So the dream of any parents is to have a kid that you know what
That is not like us.
No. But in my mind, I was like, you know, as a small, like as a young kid, I was like, I want to make my parents proud, and I studied and I got in. You're welcome, parents. But then I dropped.
Yeah, I failed
Because it
I'm
still
like,
wasn't for you.
No. And then I went in. It was business administration, and then you cannot change. It's not like here you do a GED.
I cannot imagine you at an office. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
He actually worked in a
No.
few and got fired, I guess, right?
What?
You got fired when you worked in
They're
in
like,
offices
you're
here?
not supposed to make
I got
photocopies
fired
of,
so
of,
much.
of that.
You got fired so much.
No.
That's another web series, by the way. It's like the Brazilian Office.
The Brazilian office. Oh my God, that's yeah.
But the thing is,
Wait, is that harassment? I'm sorry, I thought that was another Sunday morning.
dude, you know what? It was so funny. The university that I went through, that they used to play like country music, like country Brazilian music all the time. And Justin Timberlake just released a new album. And I was the only one listening to it.
Like, this one's for you, Thales.
and then I felt so outcast. And then the way it kind of broke me through is like I've always been fond to the American culture. I already like learning English back then. Britney Spears helped me a lot with her lyrics. Free Britney.
How do you
hashtag.
say free Britney in Portuguese?
That's Libera Britney.
Libera Britney.
Libera Britney.
Libera Britney.
Libera Britney.
Yeah, Britney. Oh, by the way, Brookback Mountain in
He's
Brazil.
going to remix that this week. It's Liberate
Libera
Britney.
Britney.
Aí eu go,
I'll give him my best try.
Libera Britney.
But Thales, just like I think Brookback Mountain, they say Brokeback Mountain, eh?
Brokeback Mountain.
Brokeback Mountain. Yeah, that's how we say Brookback Mountain. in Brazil.
But when I was in university, my godmother, she was like, Thales, that was my way out. She didn't know what she was doing. She was like, I was studying business administration on a very country town, like, you know what I mean, country. And then I was still pretending I wasn't gay. I was like, yo, Justin Timberlake just released this album, but like I'm not gay. Though. Yo, Britney Spears, she's hot as fuck. Check it out, her. You know,
And
give
they're
me
like-
more, bro. Give me more. No homo.
And they're like, your dress pants are not supposed to be that tight for the office.
He was different, actually. I had to deal with Thales. He doesn't. He
My
claims,
straight
he
self.
claims
How
it
did you
doesn't-
guys meet?
Stop. Oh my
Okay,
shitness.
I remember the night I was coming from the gym.
Oh really? You're gonna spill
No,
the
no,
fucking
no.
tea in the national radio in America?
I was coming from the
PG-13.
I was coming from the gym, and then I saw Thales, and we said hello, and then
Probably just like, hello, we're Brazilians.
What's that? How you
We're
doing?
going to have some tea.
I was like, ooh, this
know what?
blonde, blue eyes guy right here.
You're like, are you
I
American?
was like, I'm blonde, blue eyes. You don't like me.
no, actually, it was the opposite. Thales was like, "Ooh, that blonde blue eyes." I'm like, "What? You want my wallet?" I'm kidding. Fuck off. No, I'm kidding. But basically, we met when I was leaving the gym, and then we became friends. Like not very long ago.
PG-13 version.
PG-13 version. We became friends, very close friends. And then he had a
I'm
problem.
going to say it again. Two bottoms don't make a right. So.
Yeah, that's the thing. At the time, were you? Because like I think we were
Were
only.
you?
Was he still a
Did he
bottom then?
change?
Or
Yeah.
No. Like no,
He came to America. He's like, I'm done with that.
I was only top until not long ago. Now I'm verse because I'm like fancy. Now I'm American, so I feel entitled to be verse.
We're not verse here.
We're not.
We're power bottoms.
Yeah.
He got his head out of the clouds and his legs in the air.
But here's the thing. My godmother says like, it's wise for you to learn. That's the thing. It's wise for you to learn English before you graduate because you can get better jobs in Brazil.
Justin is hot.
And I was like, ooh, I guess I have to leave the country. And then I went to Dublin, actually. Ireland. Nice.
What are you
Sean.
talking about? You went to Dublin?
I want
That's good.
Nice, mate. I went to Dublin to learn English. Can you believe that?
That is the weirdest journey.
Yeah.
Now, so when he told you, hey, I'm taking off to Dublin because that's where actors go
No,
to
no,
be
no. I haven't
famous.
met him then.
Oh, you
When I
haven't
met
met
him,
him.
well,
Okay.
actually, when I met him, he was about to move to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And that's how I got my idea to come to Los
And
Angeles.
I already skilled, bitch. I
Yeah,
already knew
more or
what's
less.
up.
You should show him our first video trying to speak
my
English.
God,
That's like
no.
That's funny.
that's that's a horror show, but for people who are not Brazilian, they love it because they laugh their asses off because they're like,
Because you asked me like how I went out of the coffee farm to
Yeah.
so that was like Dublin was my breakthrough.
But why Dublin?
Well,
Did they
here-
have like a plane ticket sale?
Not even close
That's a
by.
It's not, seriously, it's like, I can see LA from here.
Like, let's go
That's a
6,000
very good
miles that
question.
way.
getting so drunk.
And I have the very good answer for you.
Okay.
Brazil has a diplomacy agreement with Ireland.
Who knew? Who would have known?
I don't know any
Yeah,
of
because
that.
we're nice and they're nice. They're like, yo, let's be friends. Bring your people over. I was like, who? Thales coming.
I could just see the Irish like at the airport saying, "No more, no more."
No, they actually love us. We love them.
What did you do in Dublin?
Learn English. And after 6 months I was learning English, there was an opening for a musical called Sweeney Todd.
What part did you play?
One of the people that
I got like,
the
I'm like,
restaurant.
let's do the duet.
Oh, do you know?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
of course I know.
The demon barb of a fleet
And the
Street.
tale of Sweeney Todd.
No,
His face was weird, but his face was weirder.
No,
No, the ensemble's busy the whole time.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
pasta.
Sweeney Todd.
Go for it.
The demon barb of
Oh,
a fleet straight.
Wait,
I
Yes.
love it.
Was
Do you
your
like
glass
it?
full?
Oh
Oh,
my
I
god,
know-
let's
I
be
know.
friends forever.
I have the score. I've seen it like a million times. I saw
Oh,
Pedro
I
Polo in
cry.
it.
I used to cry every performance. I used to cry. I was like, this is
I love
me.
that high schools are now doing Sweeney Todd. It's
Are
like,
they? Are they?
They're doing Sweeney Todd and Les Mis. Real feel-good musicals.
And dude, I did. Poor thing. I didn't know English. I was like, what are they
Well,
saying?
and to learn, so you know, like,
sorry.
no, but that's very interesting because Stephen Sondheim has been called the Shakespeare of musical theater.
Oh, for
the
sure.
way he uses language, the way he uses beats that teach you, just like Shakespeare, they teach you the part of the emotion, they teach you what the character's motivation is. That's what Stephen Sondheim has done with musical theater. So I find it very interesting.
Yeah.
And you know, Shakespeare's the root of rap today. I mean,
For
that's
sure.
really where that comes from. So I think
Wow.
that's like the best way. I've heard people learn English from Star Trek too, because Star Trek had such an elevated way.
I learned
to-
it from
to, like-
Roseanne. Roseanne Barr. Actually, I
We're
got.
talking about Shakespeare
I know,
here,
it's like
Anthony.
she's like Roseanne.
You know?
So
We're
you learned
talking
from
about-
Roseanne, like one of the
Son and
worst
Pie.
people
I
in
learned from
TV.
Roseanne.
I hope that's all you learned
Bar.
from
Don't
Roseanne.
bring
No, no.
Roseanne.
No, to be honest, like I got here, I couldn't understand a word. I couldn't speak a word.
You okay?
So I had a roommate, and he was from New York, Noah Naylor, and he was like, "Take this and watch this. If you understand this woman, you can understand any American." And sure, I didn't even understand what he was saying.
But that's interesting because you would have learned like the slang. You would have learned casual American English.
Yeah, but the thing is, like this roommate specifically, he was a little weird. So
Oh, 'cause
no,
you were
I love
normal.
you. No, I love you.
He's saying the same thing about you. He's like, you should have seen this roommate. He was tall, blonde, blue-eyed. I don't know what that.
And weird. No,
Yeah.
but for him, everything was kinky. Like when it was nice, and he
Which roommate are you talking about?
Noah.
Oh, he is.
So every time like someone gives you something
I
like
love him,
here,
though.
take like a I don't know, someone pays me a coffee like, "Ooh, kinky, thank you."
Kinky.
So, yeah, but I didn't know that kinky meant kinky. I thought that kinky was just like, "Oh, how
Noise.
nice."
So you went
Noise.
around noise, very noise.
Yeah,
so
something-
you just went around
kinky to
telling.
everybody?
I
starts like
just went
kinky.
around
It's very
saying
kinky to meet you.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh.
And that's
the,
how you got your first role in Los Angeles.
the
Awesome.
word lesbos. I can like so many words that I was
Available
saying.
on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was saying wrong because he is like anyway.
funny.
Yeah,
That's
that Noah
interesting.
taught me horrible English in the beginning.
But when I went
could
to
teach you some bad
Dublin,
words.
coming back to the main plot.
Back to you, Cuddles.
No, but when Dublin, I was exposed to that and the little theater bug. I really fucking bit me for a long time. I was just trying to feel like, how am I gonna make this happen? And then I learned English, and I was in the musical theater there. I did some short. I went to Manchester, England. I did some short films there, and then
I did other things in Manchester.
What did,
What
oh,
did
have you been
do?
there?
What did you do?
He put the man in Manchester.
They put the man on the Chester.
I'm telling you, I've been to
I
England a
think he
few
put the
times.
Chester in the man.
They have the most boring men in England. I'm sorry. They don't
Where?
know how to-
Manchester?
in all of England, the most
Really?
boring
Look,
that
men,
was the first
most
time I s-
boring dates I've had.
That was the
and the worst teeth. It's like
Yeah, you're right. That was
Oh,
that was the first time I saw snow in my life, and I was in awe. I was a teenager still. I was like, oh my god,
snow in Ireland. Must
No,
have
that
been-
was Manchester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But still, it's like that kind
Still
of
kinda
environment. It's like romantic and Charles Dickens. And
Yeah, it's different, you know. Like I'm from a tropical country, hot and like weather, and when I saw all that that rainy and snowy, for me was special.
Right?
It is special.
No, life seemed like very, you were doing shows, you were kind of living your own life as your own person, but that still wasn't enough. You needed more.
Well, my visa expired in there.
They're like,
He
we've had
needed more
enough of you.
visa.
Needed more visa. Actually, that's like a lot of people look at me here in America and go, "You have Italian background?" I was like, "No, because I already checked it." Because when I was in Dublin, a lot of my friends had Italian background and they were able to get a European passport
Yeah.
to stay.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Thales, just ask your grandma if she has
Mm-hmm.
anybody, you can just like boom." And they're like, "Grandma, come on, we're white as shit. My grandma's way more pale than I am, and dark hair. It's like, you are Italian, bitch. Like, what the hell? And it's just like, no, I'm from the neighbor city. And well, okay, but what about your dad from the other neighbor city?
It's funny because depending on the older generations, like our family's Mexican, so the older generations,
Spain.
you know, that was the go-to, right? Because you didn't want to be fully Mexican because that put you in a certain category. And so I think families never really told the truth of certain, you know, we all have family stories. We all have skeletons in our
So
closet.
you think my grandma wasn't saying?
Right. But now we have this, like, you know, the test that you can take where you can find out
the
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's
ones.
like, Grandma, you got some answering to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, anyway,
we actually talk about that, Thales, and unpolitically correct.
about what?
The how Brazilians are mixed, especially my family, because it's full of whores.
No, but that's, you know, there was a certain
Just
time
want to
that-
bring back the joke.
No, we literally. I'm so drunk.
Yeah,
But that's a
we
big
did.
part of the world history is when settlers would come to different.
Yeah.
That's
that's
one of
true.
the oldest
Brazil-
professions in the world.
But
so.
he's right. Brazil history is like that. Like there's like a very big nice soap opera in Brazil that tells the story of Brazil, and we see that everybody fucking everyone, and that's why we're like, we don't know where everyone's from because we're already making a party.
Well,
Sorry.
not Thales and I. We are virgin.
Oh yeah,
And but
that gym scene.
But
How you
summarizing
doing?
that, like living in another country, like it was very liberating for me to see like this is what I want to do, and I started exploring with my sexuality. I mean, I already did, but there I was a little bit more free. Like
It's
there
kind
was
of like on your own terms.
on my own terms, exactly. I was like on my own. I was making money on my own. Like I didn't have, like it or not. I remember like the first time when I tried to move to a bigger city. That was the purpose. Like in Brazil, when I was 16, I was like, Mom, you know, there's this university here. Let me go do this course so I can get in. So it was a good university, but actually I just want to be away from them and be gay. No, I'm kidding.
No, but that's how a lot of people do that. They have to leave their hometown
Yes.
and then find their identity.
And then my Republican older brother says like, I'm going with you. I was like, hell no.
that
and
was
then
awful.
It was awful. And then he did. And then it spoiled everything. I mean, I love my brother, but
So I want to talk to both of
But no,
about
it's
both of you coming to the U.S., coming to Los Angeles. What were some of the biggest? I mean, you show up with like what, one suitcase and like little money. Like how did you survive in L.A.? What were some of the biggest challenges?
One suitcase, yes, because when I got here, I came with a tourist visa. Even though I did have in the back of my mind, I
You
want
wanna
to
stay,
stay.
yeah.
Yeah. So I came with a tourist visa, so I had to act like a tourist. So I did,
watch
you know.
out with how much you review on this.
Oh, I mean, no,
He's already a
but
citizen now. It's okay.
I was coming
Kinda.
from
I don't
from
know.
Brazilian TV, so I did have money. So that was what kept me alive, because when I got here, I couldn't speak a word. I remember when I
That has
got.
got to be the scariest. You know, here in the United States, we're lucky if we can speak one language, you know, well.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have this other culture. We speak so many languages, but people come to the country, and, you know, we've gotten such a bad rap regarding immigration from our last administration. We have such this idea of what immigration is, what people are doing when they come here. It's like, no, they're learning
Yeah.
whatever languages they need to. They're taking
Yes.
whatever jobs they need to, and they're actually bringing creativity and bringing art, and they're making the community better. That's what immigration is doing.
Yeah,
Yes,
to be
honestly.
honest, like just like just to speak back what you're saying, like I remember Anthony and I would just become citizens recently, and then like but before we struggled.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
But before we
God
both
bless
struggled-
America, by the way.
Sean, I think we have Anthony's.
My picture.
Yeah,
Where
he
is
he
it?
looks so American.
but we
I thought
both-
you were like a Republican senator.
But we both struggle with the visa and try to stay here, and then like every project that I do, I employ a lot of people, a lot of Americans,
my
Yeah.
American
and then we
citizenship.
pay them and we pay
Aw.
taxes. That's me right there.
Look
I'm
at
so
this.
glad that you dressed up for the occasion.
Oh,
He's
I
wearing
did.
sweatpants. No, I'm talking about Thales.
Oh, Thales, I didn't.
He wears like sweatpants and a t-shirt.
Come on, that's not a
He's
little
a
jock
citizen
style.
of
A jock
No, but
style.
that's how you know somebody's American when they dress like crap everywhere.
Now, and then what's funny, because I went to his like a week before
Thank
mine,
you.
and that was all beautiful and cute. Like,
was.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, he's becoming American. For me, for me, it's a dream come true.
Yeah.
I was born American, and which is funny because
Come on, it's not that bad. Sean, back me up.
No,
Sweatpants.
Thales, you have no excuse. You look bad.
You look like you're from America for sure.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you
I'm wearing
definitely-
red.
Yeah.
I'm matching the color.
You look like you were like on Jersey Shore, but they cut your character before
Guys,
that.
let me give some money. Let me support some friend business. The girl on the side is
Yeah.
Lorena Moore,
She
Lorena
ha-
Baker.
She has a
She
design.
has her own designing brand clothing. It's called Lorena Baker Collections. Jesus Christ, I'm drunk. Lorena Baker Collections, and she is freaking like,
She
good.
should dress me up.
No, she is good. By the way,
I asked her.
So Lorena,
See, like you see how
No,
she
she
stylish
is-
is.
She looks
good.
good.
She's amazing.
honestly, you
And
need
who's
to
that
see-
other gentleman, by the way?
Oh, that's Nicholas Edmonds. He's an actor.
What's his phone number?
So it's 323.
He's actually done a series with us. That
Yes,
actually
he
makes
did.
it.
I'm unpolitically correct, where he's my boyfriend breaking up with me.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, we have to do research for this
He
role.
is straight though. He's straight.
Aren't they all in LA
think
and
they're all
tell us
straight.
Until we have a role for them.
Yeah.
No,
Wow.
he is straight. I can vouch for that. But we did work in some nice gay work.
I swear God, you're straight.
That's horrible, guys. No.
No, he is. We're just kidding. We're just
Anyways, anywho.
Yeah. So coming to America, the biggest challenge is
I came to America. I remember I couldn't speak a word. I went straight to a Starbucks because I wanted a coffee, and I said, "I want your cough," and because that's how I wanted to say, "I want your cough." And
I
line,
want a cough.
I want a coffee, please. And then the line just kept growing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get a burger somewhere because I can just say number one.
yeah.
So, but I went to
Easy.
In-N-Out. And then I was like, number one. And the girl was like, onions are not onions.
Yeah.
Nowadays,
And I was
it's
like,
like,
Double,
fudge.
single, with cheese,
Nowadays,
vegan, animals.
Yeah, but I was
Now
like, what the heck? I just want number one. And she was like,
nowadays, Anthony on Starbucks. Let me have the venti vanilla coffee.
3 shots macchiato, Thai cheese soy.
No whip. thank
double
you.
shot
Yeah.
with ice, please, because my tongue is very sensitive.
But I have to give you both credit for, being scared enough to take that kind of risk. We hear a lot of young actors that are in Hollywood and they get their first show and, they don't know the first thing about working very, very hard or taking certain risks, pretty much risking your whole life. Both of you left your whole life behind.
We did.
Didn't know what was going to happen, where you were going to go, if you could pay for, the next month of rent. And what you've done is you've taken that opportunity and you've turned it into this art that we're going to talk about, this content, the filmmaking, the stories that you're telling, not just on behalf of the immigrants of the nation, but also the LGBTQ, but also independent filmmakers. What you're doing is you're showing this is how you can do it, and so that is very inspiring.
Thank you.
you,
Appreciate
thank
it. And then it's interesting you say that because a lot of immigrants, at least the people that we know in our circle, it come with an open heart and try to make it and coming from a really good place. And the thing is, I think this industry, we're still trying to figure it out, and I think that like having an immigrant, like having this journey that we're talking about here, like coming out and trying to figure it out, like what is this language, what is like, we didn't have Starbucks, at least like in my time in Brazil.
I didn't have water, so
Yeah.
let's start there.
and like my dad was a coffee farmer, but like we didn't have a coffee shop that way. Anyway, like there's all those things that we're trying to figure it out, and is the showbiz, the industry that we're trying to make it, and it is still a thing that every day or every project we release, we learn with it. We're like, hold on, we need to change the strategy. We need to do something different. We need to do this. And I think being an immigrant and having all this struggle is just make us have that type of approach.
And you have done so many different things. So you've done feature films, you've done web series, you've done short films. I want to talk about, Thales, your first feature film. It's called Bathroom Stalls and Parking Lots, which it sounds like a porn, but it's actually it's actually a complex story. It's about friendship, it's about promiscuity, it's about sexuality. But it was a big hit. This being your first feature film, why do you think it was such a big hit? And did it take you by surprise? Like, oh, okay, I guess I know what I'm doing.
I still don't know what I'm doing, Alexander. Come on.
Do
You
any
do.
of us know? Do any of us know?
Do any
Now,
of us?
Thales does.
No, it's just like, look, we wanted to do something authentic, something honest, that it was a part of my me and my friend's life. Easy Palazini that helped me to write, and started with me, and it came from a place that it was earnest, and we want to honor our community. Like, that film was very realistic. We took we actually, the way we created that movie, like, we had some personal stories that we wanted like to put on the screen. We were very inspired by Lena Dunham movement, like, you know, to write honest and raw stories about their own experience and like with no.
That's a good comparison. You know, Lena Dunham rubs a lot of people the wrong way because she's so gritty.
Yes.
And she's like, well, no, this is
This
this is how life happens.
Yeah.
The good and the bad.
Yeah.
The ugly, the beautiful.
Yeah. And then we had friends like that, and we had stories like that. And I remember Easy was the one who pushed me over because I was writing a story about a lesbian girl who done this, and that. I
love that story.
And Anthony was around when I was writing that. And then
He was going to play the lesbian.
he was
I was
gonna
gonna
play
play
the six.
the lesbian brother.
But Easy was like, "Why are you writing about lesbian? You're a gay guy," you know. And then was like, it was kind of like still like one of the shields that we have, you know, that I have. I wanna talk about LGBTQ plus community, but I was still wasn't open up. And I had some bad experience like back then. And then it was like, you know what? Fuck off. Let's just, sorry, I'm swearing a lot here. And I was like, let's just do what we believe, what we like. And let's hope for the best. At least we're like, you know, being
Do you guys find it easier now to write about this? Because I think in the last couple of years, like in the music industry, it's been a lot more accepting to be gay or lesbian or whatever. But do you find it in movies as well, or
easier to write about
or
gay?
just be gay in general and like be open about sexuality?
Look, my experience of being gay and is just being progressively positive, but I have a hard time to tell if it's because of my maturity as a single individual, or sorry, the vodka is
This vodka is good. I'm so drunk right now.
the vodka is working on my body, baby, and I can control it. But I mean, scratch the maturity part of the.
I think that's a really good question, though, because if
Yeah.
I was going to a different country and I wanted to make a long career as a filmmaker, I'm not so sure that I would be. I mean, not that I can hide it at this point, but I'm not so sure that I would be that open. And in the DJ world, it has changed because to be a successful
Dramatically, too.
DJ was this macho. It was, it was a boys' club. Did you ever have that kind of trepidation when you
Oh,
started?
always. I mean, especially me transferring myself into like the straight DJ and getting in this big clubs with all these.
John,
straight
are you
DJs.
straight?
No, God no.
Oh, thank God.
But I have to say, like, and I hate this term, but it's
But I
true.
had to hide
he's,
it.
He's very passable. Do you know what I mean?
I had to
Passive?
I literally
No.
had to hide it for like, the first couple of years working at some of the big nightclubs. I never posted any of my flyers.
So you
nothing.
feel that now you're a little bit more open to.
Oh, I don't
discuss.
I don't care.
Yeah.
about it.
So
It
but
does
but
help, though,
John,
that you're
isn't
booked all the time.
isn't
though.
like your own maturity? Like it's hard to tell. Like, well, here's the thing. I have some influence, like the film Milk.
Yeah.
It had a big influence on my perspective of
And
like
that was a gay filmmaker,
it
Gus
was-
Van Sant.
yeah, Gus Van Sant, and then Harvey Milk himself, like the character, real life character, he was like we need to come out because
Yeah.
that's our life on the risk, is generations on the risk.
Yeah.
And then I see that in college here, by the way, on film school here when I watched that movie, and that touched me a lot. And then when I saw LGBTQ plus stars like RuPaul, Pablo Vittar, Brazilian drag queen that is like a huge pop star in Brazil, it's just like those influence with my own, with my own personal growth is like. I'm like you, like John, like it's like fuck off. I mean, why I'm gonna like those people are making like Todrick Hall we discussed earlier, like he's like big gay icons.
Now, have you had these conversations with your family since leaving? Are they more accepting of your lifestyle? Also, that you've become successful? Has it become an easier conversation, or you still don't talk about it?
No, we do. No, yeah, for sure. My family, I feel they're growing and learning as well. It took me a while to come out, but when I did, it's just something that like they used to ask me about girls all the time.
And now they're just kind of like,
No. Before I came out, I was one of the kind of kids that I'm pretty sure if any kids are listening, they're gonna be like, "What? I don't need." Actually, the reason why I'm saying that is because my last boyfriend, He was like, "Why am I going to tell?"
What year was this?
Wait.
was-
Is that one from?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
God. Oh God.
He used to.
Is
Anthony
this
knows-
recent or
Yes, it's recent. It's from
Spill it.
Kansas.
No,
It's-
I'm not-
oh,
come
sorry,
on.
sorry. I said a state. I said I'm drunk.
I
It
love
wasn't-
you. Don't worry.
Kansas.
But
how long ago did you break up?
it was very recent. He's
I'm
not
so
gonna listen to
sorry.
that. He hates me. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but he loves me. We started dating when he found out
Hey,
you were on the show.
what's that?
Trust me, you don't want to
Kansas
date
City,
him.
whoa.
Look,
Kansas.
any
You don't wanna date him.
I love
anybody has their
corn-fed boys.
anybody has their own
My
story.
brother lives.
But he used to say something that I used to say as well. But he was 28, and it was like he was
He was 28.
yeah.
So you're a cougar then.
Shut
Yes,
up! I'm
he is.
25, baby.
Sure. Oh, by the way,
Anyway,
Thales,
but-
I got a
in
great,
dog years.
I got a great Botox deal for you because
Shut the fuck up.
I can show you mine too. Don't worry.
Oh, dude.
Yo, my hairs start getting gray when I was 23. So
Oh, I'm so
I always had
sorry.
white hair. I was born with white hair.
it's
so.
too much stress. But he used to say like, he was not hiding but he never had that conversation. He was like, why am I gonna say like, is that an uncomfortable conversation? And I was like, I don't need it. Like if they want, like whatever.
But we used to have this law, like it was in the military. It was don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell.
And it's
yeah.
as damaging as not saying anything. To be silent
Yeah.
is to stand by, and you
Yeah.
know, it's not
yeah.
a powerful place.
Yeah. So
In today's day and age,
but-
especially.
But the thing is, like, when I was younger, I used to like, yeah, I'm not going to tell my parents. Like, why? Like, if they're bothered by it, like, why am I going to bring it up? I used to have that mentality until they start asking me about girls all the time. I was like, Mom, come on, really?
yeah.
Like, my brother were like, how's the girls in America? How's the girls in LA? I was like, I don't know about the
They're
girls.
my
but
best friends. We go shopping all the time.
Okay, my experience was different because I was in São Paulo and someone from my little city saw me on a gay club, it seems like, and went back to town and was just saying
Which
everybody.
gay
and,
club? Which one?
Pedro's son is gay. I saw him kissing a guy, and just like the word went to the entire town without me knowing anything.
So you didn't
So-
get that opportunity.
No, like that. Someone just brought me out. But the thing is, my mom called me and she was like, "I'm gonna ask you a straight up question, and I want a straight up answer." I was like, "Straight."
Too
Yeah.
much straight in
Yeah, I
the
was like,
sentence.
okay, that's
Really
She,
straight.
she was already hinting.
Yeah.
Those are hitting.
I was like,
I
all right.
want a straight answer.
Yes,
Answer
not
straight.
a gay answer.
I know.
I was like, okay, and she was like, "Are you gay?" And I was like, "Yes." Next question.
Good for you.
And then
Next question.
the thing is, I was like, seriously, Mom, I'm in São Paulo. I'm a freaking homeless. I'm hungry.
I'm a bottom.
I'm hungry. I don't know what's gonna happen to my life. I'm about to die. And you were worried
that's what
if
she's
I
worried
go
about.
to bed with a man? Like, wake up.
At
For
least
the
I have
love
a
of
bed
God.
to sleep in
So,
tonight.
yeah, but the thing is,
And because I'm gay, I do.
I did because of it, because I had a boyfriend at the time, which was
See?
good because there was a support for me to actually come out. But the thing is, with my entire family, I was straight up saying, that's the thing. I am gay. I have a boyfriend. If any of you treats my boyfriend of me any different from my sister's husband or anybody else in the family, I don't talk to you because I don't need you. I'm the one who is on the streets and I don't have you paying for my food. I don't have you paying for my rent and I'm taking care of myself. So here's the thing. You take me as I am or go to hell.
Hashtag Beyonce.
Did you write this down? That's going to be in his next script, by the
I
way.
actually am the one who writes those
I'm
lines.
gonna
in
say,
his-
that was the monologue.
I'm the one. Yay!
Okay.
Currently for Emmy consideration.
Yeah. By the way, Lorena from Lorena Baker Collection, she's just online on my Instagram, and she was like, "You talked about me." I was like, "Yes, bitch, I did."
Hey, girl,
Lore-
free advertising. Send me
Lorena
sponsorship.
Free
Baker.
advertising. Lorena Baker Collection, get yours. It's 15% off because of the.
Just say On the Rocks. You
On the
watch On the
Rocks.
Rocks.
Yeah.
DJ John Joseph, what was your coming out like in San Diego, having gone to Catholic school? Because I went to Catholic school all my life, too.
I actually, this is funny. I just told another interview.
You just
with-
came out?
No, I
Oh.
just had an interview with Jay Rodriguez when he asked the same question.
Okay.
So do it.
Real quick. I told my mom I'm gay, and she goes, I've known since you were
Okay,
5.
next question. Yeah.
Yeah.
For real?
See, that's great. And many people do. A lot of people, gay people, have like this pressure they put on themselves. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Some people assume it's not going to be a problem, and it is. Many people assume it's going to be this huge issue, and then it's not. It's just about being true to yourself.
Yeah, but look, their worry are understandable. You know, the worry of like, oh, what is it gonna happen? But like, there are tough conversations in life in any field that
true.
you need to have.
Like, I want to be an actor is like, what? No, you don't. You know,
Yes.
that like that's coming out on on a certain time. Or I don't want to go to college. That's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
coming
Well,
out.
but I think it's different because, like, if you say I want to be an actor, they're fearing that you're gonna be starving. But if you
Yeah.
say I'm gay, they fear that you're gonna
You're gonna
die.
go to
That
hell.
Someone's gonna. Well, the Catholics think are like some strong
Because
religions.
they're still being told that by the Vatican.
Yeah.
People are not
My
educated
mom.
about HIV and AIDS still to this day.
Yeah.
It's this-
Hashtag prep.
Yeah.
But it's
you
some-
equals you.
In
Yeah.
some cultures, like I grew up with my father saying, like, if I have a gay son, I will kill him. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm
Even
the only
our
gay son,
president,
right?
even our president has a speech that he said like, if my son was gay, I would beat him to death.
No,
That's
before
so Christian, by the way.
It's so
before
Christian.
election, our president actually had the audacity to say gay people are gay because they haven't been beaten up enough, and black
Yep.
people are black because they've been cursed by God.
Oh
And I don't understand how can someone.
Well, we had a
But-
crazy president.
Like-
too,
Yeah,
so-
Yeah.
but that's exactly. But
that's
people
the same
still
bucket.
listen.
But this is like
But
next
people
level
still listen.
absurd. It's
Now,
next
did
level.
you hear that a presidential candidate in Brazil
Yeah.
came out as gay?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would
Really?
just
I
announced-
tried to stay away from
yesterday.
who?
Oh, and
Lula?
he
Is Lula
cute.
gay?
No,
He
no,
cute
no.
girl.
I wish.
He cute.
Let's all take a field trip.
Eduardo
Okay.
Leite.
Okay, so we have to talk about Poly People. Poly People
Yes.
is your project that we can all see. You and Anthony worked on together. Poly People is about 4 people living in a polyamorous relationship.
I love it.
It's a multi-part series. Like I said, you can binge it all at once, or you can watch it in parts. But let's take a 7-episode mockumentary, and it's just about the daily life of people in a polyamorous relationship. Let's take a look at the trailer for Poly People.
Woohoo.
I'm bisexual, and I am currently sharing myself with 3 lovers.
Thus began my journey into this polyamorous relationship.
Hi, blessed be the fruit.
I'm very sensitive lover.
Don't know how to tell my parents I have 3 lovers, and one of them is a guy.
The guy.
No he, no she, none.
Non-binary.
Pretty sure your parents
Would get it right away.
I used to be a backyard wrestler.
This is the room of peace.
We don't let Les do any of the grocery shopping anymore.
What the hell is this?
It's salmon milk. That's bathroom stalls right there.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, I think you should cut and leave now. Things are gonna get weird.
Andrea, we love you.
Oh, God.
You should cut.
Poly People, you can watch it on Prime Video, Facebook Watch, and on YouTube. You can watch all 7 episodes. And there's really, really fun bloopers at the end. So this project is very interesting. There's a difference, and let's all talk about it, all of us, because we all have exposure. There's a difference between having an open relationship,
Yes.
being in a polyamorous relationship, and just being a slut.
Which is our experience.
Are you just pointing at me?
Sorry for interrupting, by
we
the
have
way.
like, okay.
You know I'm married. You know I'm
trailer,
married,
the
right?
trailer was happening. We're just like, oh, we're just like interacting.
But
with
it's, that is a very good trailer because it really captures all the points.
Okay.
It's also not just a comedy. It's very in the vein of like a Christopher Guest mockumentary, which I love. It's like Christopher Guest meets Modern Family a little bit. But there are some serious points to it that really deal with some of the issues. So in talking with you gentlemen and in watching the show, I did some more research on polyamorous relationships. It's a huge part of America. Millions of people identify as polyamorous.
So what is polyamorous? I have no idea actually.
So polyamorous is basically people who have real relationships, like, boyfriend, girlfriend.
Yeah.
But they have more than one boyfriend, girlfriend.
Got it.
It's not like you are in a relationship with me and we are open to see other people like an open relationship.
You're just
They
together.
are actually all boyfriends and girlfriends. So it's
It's the same structure of a couple, but with more.
with more people.
Got
in
it.
our case, in
And
4
they all
people.
have like dates, like they have one-on-one dates. If they all having sex, and they all have
Oh.
different roles
have their
in,
group
in,
dates,
in the
yes.
household.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it
okay.
comes, how when you have an open relationship, that generally comes from a place like, oh, that guy's hot, I'm going to hook up with him
Let's
tonight.
experience
and,
something out,
yeah,
but we're back in chew. Yeah.
Right.
They don't
Wow.
do that, by the way, because that's being open. And in our case, we are closed polyamorous.
Got it.
And it's also about the emotional love as much as it's about physical. It's not just, oh, I get to have sex with 4
Yes.
different people. It's no, we have to pay the bills. We have to do the grocery shopping. We have jealousies. We get in bad moods. We also love and celebrate life together.
Yeah.
And that's what I really learned from that. What I thought was very interesting was the polyamorous community start to watch the show, and all the social
following,
media
yeah.
comments, even the ads that YouTube puts on there, are for polyamorous therapy.
Really?
Because there's a lot of jealousy that can come from being in a poly.
amazing.
Yeah. Every ad that was and sit through the ads so that poly people can get some money, independent filmmaking, but they were all related to being in a poly relationship, whether it was events, whether it was therapy, whether it was education, how to be in a polyamorous
interesting.
relationship. Now, what did you both learn the most from about the poly world from doing this show?
Well, first of all, I just love how you analyze even the ads.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
He really did his research. Alexander,
So
the
here we
great.
go. I learned mostly actually after the show. Like during the show, we learned a lot because we did our researches, about what they actually are. But the whole polyamorous thing, I think Thales and I, we had it more or less understood as as much as we could and as research goes. But for us, and we can talk about that later, the non-binary was a big for us, like, what is a non-binary? Like, how do they, like, that was more, but we'll talk about that later. But as for polyamory goes, I actually learned a lot after the show because I had a bunch of polyamorous people following me on Instagram and actually texting me saying, like, how much we represented them well. And she was talking, like, my girlfriends are going to love it. My boyfriend is going to love it. And I actually started talking to some of them and making some questions because, I'm praying for season 2 and I'm working hard to get it done.
I have my part already written.
Yeah, no, but because we haven't written
Here's my pages.
we haven't written anything yet. But trust me, Alexander, trust me, I will beg to have you there. You fit right in. The Mormons are coming back, by the way. If you have
There's a scene where the Mormons come to the door and cuddles, and that's like, but blessed be the fruit. I laughed so hard. Number one, because we've all had Mormons come to our door over and over, and they send the hottest boys out.
Yes.
Yes,
Don't they realize?
No, we
there's
do.
Only like 30% come back, but don't they realize sending the hottest Mormon
Is not
boys
helping?
is not to your home
Yeah.
during the day when you're in your pajamas anyway?
And
Never-
they're young, trying to figure it out,
Yeah.
spread a message.
Not
Come
wise,
on.
not
You
wise,
never know
Mormons.
when you're gonna find a
Spread
cuddles. I'll tell you
something
that.
else.
That's why that scene really like.
I'm sorry,
And they-
Melissa, the creator of the show, she's on my Instagram right now, and she was like, "Yes,
Yes, Melissa.
Melissa, you are freaking genius." Thales and I have a joke. I don't know if we can talk about this in the show, but like it was like, how much did Melissa smoke before writing
Melissa
this? Because
probably was really
she
high.
was.
So, Thales,
Melissa.
you and Melissa worked on this with the Second City writing program.
Yes.
How did this subject? Why choose this subject?
Look,
Do you want to fix your hair before you talk?
Do I need?
He has like a
fixing?
50s
you do.
little
Look at me.
dippity doo.
Look
No,
at me.
it's not
Here we go.
50s.
It
It's
looks hot
Cameron
again.
Diaz in.
It's fine. He looks hot again.
Yes, okay. Before you make this like monumentous statement, you want to fix your goddamn
Just
hair.
because you said it.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go.
that's cuddles.
Yep.
Melissa and I, we were the most outrageous pitchers. Like we were on the writing group, everybody would pitch something, and I would just come out and just pitch the most outrageous story.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
And everybody would be like, "What?" Like my first pitch was like, "I want to do a story about a positive gay guy who's just, you know what I mean? That he's paused and he's trying to find his
HIV positive, by the way.
HIV positive, and then everybody looked at me and was like, "We need to be politically correct," and that was my next pitch. I'm politically correct.
Well, I mean, that's what art is. You push the envelope. You
Oh,
tell
for sure.
real stories.
And I'm a rebel, like by nature. And Melissa pitched Poly People right away. She was just like, but she's very like, she's a sweet girl. She was very like humble. She's like, there's like, it's like a little story about these people. They're all in a relationship. It's called Poly People. I love the name right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then she was right next to me, like one of the first days. I was like, "Shut up, girl." And then, and then everybody pitched. But when she brought the script, and then we had to bring the scripts. When she brought the script, and then by then, after some days, we were already heated off. Like she watched my film, Bathroom Stalls and Parking Lots, and then she's like, "Yeah, I really like your stuff." It was like, and then that's how we became friends because she said she liked my movie. It was like, "Oh my God, we're
Of course,
friends."
flattery will get you everywhere.
Yeah, with Thales especially.
So that's all we took for her to be. No, she's really nice.
But just like getting that, what Thales was saying, like what he actually presented on that school was Unpolitically Correct, which was a show which actually we are talking about this stand-up comedian who is completely correct as his point of view goes, but he's very unpolitical on how he expresses.
Because he's Brazilian.
Yeah, he's Brazilian. Actually, like on the
He
show,
is insensitive.
I
of
was
how
playing that
bad
guy,
his joke
and I actually put my butt on the stage for everybody else in one of the jokes.
Stupid.
So no. Actually, it's a short film about depression and mental
How
health
short is the
issues.
film?
That's the thing.
Do we need a bucket, John?
John, you will
His
need a
new
bucket.
nickname is DJ Bucket John.
He said he filled out sweatpants very nice when he walked in. So
DJ D, JD. J Bucket.
they've already seen my D, I guess. Apparently.
No, we haven't, but we would love
Well, the show's early. So.
But Anthony's saying like my pitch for the class was unpolitically correct that
Yes.
Anthony was helping me to write and produce, and Melissa was poly people. We did unpolitically correct. What is that? I heard a noise. Oh my bad.
to. Nice
And
message.
oh, Sean is getting action on Tuesday night.
Oh, was his grinder? Was it your grinder?
No, did you hear that chime? That was a straight person's grinder. It was Tinder. You've been matched.
You've been matched.
But anyway, so she pitched the show, and then I read the script. I loved it. She wanted me. So when you're doing second city writing program, and like all the writers read the parts, and then she already gave me cuddles right away. She's like, "Do you want to read cuddles?" Like, sure. It's the gayest one.
Are you serious? You didn't
Yeah.
tell me that.
Yeah. She
Oh
did.
my God.
And I was like, "Yeah, bring it on, girl. I'll do a very flamboyant character if you want to, brah." That's how I responded.
Did you know when we were actually building Poly People as character goals, Thales was very worried. We were very worried about Cuddles and Tucker because that's the characters we would take. And at some point, we thought that I was going to do Cuddles,
Yeah.
but I was
We
way
were-
too feminine for Cuddles. I was like,
You know what's funny? Talk about Christopher Guest, who I'm a huge fan of. He did Waiting for Guffman. We know he played Corky
Yeah, I love
in it. And Corky is one of the funniest characters from that. His original cut, he cut himself out of most of it. He had a very tiny part in it because he was so worried about playing that role and it was too much and all that. But all the producers were like, no, he is part of the heart of that. And what we find from Cuddles, besides, the flamboyant and the one-liners and it being so funny, Cuddles is really the heart of the home.
he is. He is.
In talking about like home roles, like what we consider norms, Cuddles is the housewife,
Mama Cuddles.
saying goodbye to everybody, during the day, and then at home, just making sure everything's there, and then being kind of the heart and the emotion of the home. Cuddles is kind of
Housewife.
there at the center, and so what I thought you did a good job was making us laugh and this colorful non-binary character, but also bringing some levels to the whole piece. I enjoyed it. We've all seen like Jack McFarlane on Will and Grace. It's like, okay, well, what else is there? You can do funny one-liners all day, but it does not sustain itself. In today's modern storytelling, you cannot have one-dimensional characters anymore. You just can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
And let me talk a little bit about that because every time we do, especially I have done more than once. Every time you do LGBTQ plus stories, they come talk about stereotypes, right?
Yes.
And we're not saying that all non-binaries are like Cuddles. We're
Yes,
not saying
that's
that.
very true.
You know what I mean?
In fact, next week we are talking to Blue Delbario from Star Trek, who's the first non-binary actor to be in the Star Trek
wow.
franchise.
I love
So we were
Blue.
talking to them next week, and in researching for their appearance, this is the new age of non-binary.
Yeah.
Where,
I need to watch that show. No, I will be there.
Well, and Blue's performance on Star Trek is
Phenomenal.
amazing.
Phenomenal.
That was phenomenal.
And they created this role with GLAAD, by the way.
Oh, nice.
And the producers to make sure that the character was respectful.
Yeah.
And we're talking about this character in the 32nd century, by the way. And in the 32nd century, it's still they still have to make a statement as to I don't feel comfortable with he or she. I
Yeah.
feel comfortable with they.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's funny, in Star Trek is 55. Sorry to get off on Star Trek, but
No, love it.
I love Star Trek. I'm a Star Trek.
I mean, you have to come to Vegas
When is it?
August 10th for a
Okay.
whole weekend.
Why not?
But
It's
you know-
just him, the invitation.
No,
Oh, wow.
all,
Let's
but
go.
but you have to be like
Let's all share a room.
Like Star Trek crazy.
I will be at the Rio Penthouse, by the way.
Girl, to be in Vegas, I am anything you want.
But, you know, we're talking about a franchise that's 55 years old, and the whole idea of Star Trek was that everybody was inclusive. They featured black people, Asian people, Russians, all, you know, in places of power. In terms, it was the first interracial kiss on TV, and it talked about war, it talked about racism. But one thing that never came up was the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
So it took until very recently for this progressive franchise to actually deal with it. And so to your point, there are different... just like there's different nuances of gay guys, you know, we have gay guy, gay guy, gay guy, gay guy.
Yep.
The four of us couldn't be more different if we tried, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That's true, though.
And this is what the non-binary is. It's like non-binary
It's
is
just another-
it's fluid.
Fluid, exactly. And like when
The thing we learned was like they literally they are whatever they feel like they are at that moment. Like, you know, if they want to dress up with a long dress, they will. If they want to dress up with pants and suits, they will. Like, it's just like there's no rule.
Can you imagine if
there's
we were
no
all
much
that
rule.
free?
Yeah, exactly.
That would be so
Right.
amazing.
There's no much rule. And when I did bathroom stalls in parking lots, they were saying about the other character that was very flamboyant, and he's exactly like that. Our whole purpose,
Izzy?
our hope, Izzy, yeah, you know Izzy in person.
Yeah.
Our whole purpose of doing bathroom stalls in parking lots, which should be like, let's strip down and just be who we are. And he is like that, and I love it. And he's my friend. And some people were like, oh, he is stereotypical. I was like, no, he is himself, and he's being himself in the movie.
So I'm going to bring up kind of a hot topic. We're not going to make this an official hot topic, Sean, but this is kind of a hot topic. As more of our stories are coming out in Hollywood, the sexual part of those stories are coming out. We're seeing TV even on, you know, primetime, mainstream, ABC, CBS. Things are becoming more sexual for both straight and gay characters.
Sex Life on Netflix.
Right. Like there's a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing: if we're trying to build bridges with our straight allies or with people that are not even our allies that are like still like feeling out the waters, is it wise to be so graphic and so explicit with our sexuality that it pushes people away? Case in point, my mom has been one of the biggest supporters of my entire life. She's volunteered at every Pride. She had to drive the truck for the parade float when the driver got sick, and she's there. She's been part of PFLAG. But even still, and this comes from our Catholic upbringing, where she didn't even talk about sex as a child. I think she had the sex talk with my grandma, like in her last year of life, you know? And so as close as I am with my mom, anytime it gets a little sexual or a little graphic, it's still very uncomfortable. And I think it puts people off rather than, why don't we just share the story so that people feel part of our stories and then we build those bridges? Why do we have to hit people over the head with
the D?
Yeah.
My mom is a little bit like that, like conservative,
And not that that's wrong, by the way. I mean, we all have our own comfort levels with sexuality.
actually, I've done it all. Like my mom, when I released bathroom stalls and parking lots, and she was like, what am I going in?
Because
for?
the title is very off-putting, by the way. It's like,
Yeah, it's very
like,
graphic. The title is graphic.
Yes, it's very graphic, and you think, oh, okay, it's a porno, and then you put it in, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
Sounds like you're stopping on the way on the 8 to Palm Springs.
And we got some
that's his drive from Palm Springs to San Diego, honk honk.
and we got some feedback from them. They're like, the title is way more promising than they're like, I was hoping to see
It's a
more
great
skin in
title,
that.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, I agree with what you're saying, but I have no. It's about, I think any story has their own place, you know. Poly people came from that perspective of like, this is a story of people who love each other and they're funny and they're different and they're going through these adversities and then there's no much skin and sexual like exposure on their life because that's not what we're focusing
It's a show
on.
about love. You
Yeah.
know, yeah.
I have nothing to do. I'm not a prude person, and like I've done bathroom stalls in parking lot. But I agree with you. Like I have no. I wouldn't use the word shame, but like a pooter.
But the other side of that conversation has been that, you know, we've been shut in the closet and we've been shoved away, telling us not to hold your boyfriend's hand, not to kiss your boyfriend.
So we want to shove them
so
in
it's
the
like,
face.
you know, and not shove in the face, but it's like we're not going to hide anymore because we spent our time hiding. And so I see that part. But when we're talking about Hollywood, you know,
So
I don't know. It's a tough.
I agree with you. I am a little bit like that. I defend your point of view, and I've done Like even bathroom stalls in parking lots is not that much sexualized. There is some skin going on in that movie, but it's not as people expect, especially from the title. And I agree with you. Like you don't need to appeal to skin, but if you're showing some skin, I'm not bothered either.
Okay, I have to say I'm more graphic than Thales. Like
Yes.
especially when I write, like I'm the one pushing Thales. When we were writing about the lesbian girl, I was the one saying, "No, I want to see that skin being cut. I want to see that genitalia. I want to see." So like I'm very, because like sometimes I do think that some people, they just use it as some form of appealing to sell it or whatever. Let's just put a penis there so people will watch it and buy it or whatever.
To make it sensational.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think there are times, for example, like I told you, like, you can see my ding dong on Amazon or on YouTube,
He
whatever.
keeps promoting it.
It's
I know.
Promoting,
I know.
second
No,
time
what I'm
What's the
promoting.
name?
Okay, it's called Stuck. It's a short film. Okay.
I don't want to promote,
It's a long,
but it's
short
on
film.
Amazon.
Okay,
It's
no.
called
There's
Spaaace.
so many jokes just.
I know. I
said.
saw it in your face. But what I'm trying to say is, like, you're going to see me fully naked there. But you see a guy who is bleeding from his head, who is crying on the shower, banging his head on the wall until he starts to bleed everywhere. So when I was talking...
Still, you can jerk off to it.
When I
No,
was
I'm kidding.
talking, when I was talking to the director and he was coming out of the shower, we just wanted to show how vulnerable that person was at that moment.
sounds vulnerable.
And he was about to literally go put a belt and kill himself. So he was like, "Are you bothered if I just show him fully from far away, just that poor man shivering from the cold water?" And I was like, "Okay, but like I've been in the shower for 4 hours. Like, can you like?" It's gonna be so small.
I'm already cold. I'm cold.
But
Can we
it's
warm
funny
this
because-
up?
You're talking about a character at their most vulnerable, and when we see a vulnerable person, it's usually naked.
Yeah.
It's naked in so many
different.
senses of,
Yeah.
of the word.
These
Yeah.
characters.
And in
specifically-
Hollywood, how many topless movies did we all have to grow up with?
Yeah.
I mean, topless
lot.
movies were in PG-rated films, right?
Exactly.
Women have been sexualized for so much, and they've shown that sexuality. But it's now when we introduce men or introduce gay sexuality that it's a problem.
Game
it's
of
a double
Thrones
standard.
does that a lot,
Yeah.
actually.
I think it's good for that we build that we create stories about LGBTQ plus character that doesn't involve skin and sexuality.
And it has to have artistic merit. It can't just be
Yeah.
there for
Yeah.
you know. Eating Out 6, I think, is like a film. It's like, okay, we get it. Okay, we're gonna do. We're gonna wind down a little bit, Sean. We're gonna do a little truth or sip.
Oh
Truth or
no,
sip?
that's
Should I
such a
fill my
thing.
cup?
Oh
Yes.
Lord, I'm gonna put
God.
my cup
I'm already sipping
right
so much.
here.
Truth
I still
or
got a.
sip on the Rocks with Alexander.
I love your voice there.
Let's get some of that mixer over here.
Oh no.
All right, truth or sip.
Truth or sip?
All right.
with
I'm a daredevil. I'm
Alexander.
gonna tell you. I'm a
So
daredevil.
you gentlemen either have to tell us the truth or you have to take a sip.
All right.
All right, Thales and Anthony first. What's a gay film or a popular film? You're both filmmakers that gets a lot of attention, but you don't think is very good. You're like, why does it get so much attention?
Bathroom stalls in park. No.
No.
Why does it get so much attention and it's not
That
very
you're
good?
like, I hate it. Like for me, it's The Godfather.
Okay. Oh no. But it got to be gay, right?
Oh, Godfather's
Any
pretty
Either,
movie.
either.
You know what? I agree with you with The Godfather. I went to a film school and they
kept
talk
waiting
about
for it to be this masterpiece,
what?
The Godfather.
Yeah, and then the thing is like you're talking about for 6 months, but can I say even a more controversial?
Yeah, please.
eh,
Truth or sip.
Call Me by Your Name.
No.
This is a hot button for the gay
see, I haven't
community.
seen
I
that
love
yet.
that movie.
You have to see it. I actually wonder.
That's not a bad movie,
Because
but I'm like,
you
why is it
have
getting
an
all that?
artistic personality, but you're also gritty but you're also
Sexy.
very honest. Call Me by Your Name. I had struggles with it.
Thank you.
I thought it was well done. I thought it was artistic. I
Sure.
thought it was a lovely story.
But why all the buzz?
Right.
That's exactly
All
my
right,
feeling.
mine was Birdman. I'm sorry, people are gonna hate.
I
you.
love Birdman.
People are gonna. I love Call Me by Your Name.
No.
Okay,
Birdman,
here's the thing.
I can explain you
Here's
why.
the thing. I loved Birdman. Don't get me wrong. I
Oh,
love
Michael
the way.
Keaton.
I love the way it was
actually
shot.
The first time that they did like Wonder in the entire film,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you
yeah.
asking why the buzz?
No. Okay, kudos. Okay, fine. But honestly, I'm just.
Birdman.
I had such a hard time when I saw such a real movie. And at the end, the girl goes to the window, and the guy's actually freaking flying. I had like, it's just like for me, ruined the entire. I was like, you just threw the whole movie in the garbage
But
for
isn't
me.
that a metaphor for us? We all have these
Yeah.
this dreams of what we are, and everybody's like, yes, you want to be all that, But to know that, no, actually, you can be all that.
Here's the thing. I get the metaphor. I get the movie. I get everything.
It did beat you over
but
the
you're
head
talking
with
about
it. I get it.
personally, for me personally, I'm very
okay.
raw when I'm writing or when I'm doing anything. So I'm like, no, why the fuck did he has to fly?
Don't you find, though, that every year at the Oscars, there's at least 2 films that,
That
you're
you're
like,
like,
that
what the
was
hell?
not that good.
No. Yeah, this year we all know the one.
We're going to probably have a fight because
Why?
Oh,
I felt, no, and, I'll just talk about this briefly. I felt during COVID, my viewing experience changed because you know how we're busy. We're all busy. We have a meeting. We have to go to an event. We have to film something. And then we watch something. And then we're on our phone answering text messages while we're watching something there. And then our computer goes off or our tablet goes off. And we're like mixed. I found during COVID, we were isolated. I watched movies differently. I watched movies, I think, the way that they were supposed to have, bitch. No.
I was gonna say.
I was in Orange County, and there was not that happening. But it, like storytelling, it was allowed to be slower, and I actually got more involved because you couldn't go anywhere. You didn't really want to talk to people. You just felt isolated, and so I felt my focus on movie storytelling had changed. And I know a lot of the films that came out that year were very slow.
Yeah.
That does not mean it's not good. It just means it's different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
I can't stand the adventure type movies now. Like that's totally changed. Can't do it.
What do you think? What did you thought Nomadland?
I loved it.
Okay.
I thought it was effective storytelling, and I thought it was very interesting how they incorporated real people's lives. Most of those characters were real people; those were their actual stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For the exceptions of the actors that we know,
Yeah.
it was very slow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that's what life is like for that person, for that nomad. It's very slow, having to find beauty in the small moments.
But the
just
buzz
like that film.
that it got, do you agree with all the buzz? Oh my god!
I hate when any film gets buzz.
Yeah.
Like I automatically
Unless it's Polly
Tur-
People,
turn-
would love Polly People to get buzz.
But
Up
Polly
for Emmy
People's a
co-
series, so
consideration. Yeah, so I actually didn't mind that because I was ready to hate it because Frances McDormand, I think she's being weird just to be weird. I think on a normal day she's watching Price is Right and she's eating ice cream and she's like meh, meh, meh. But then she's like this weirdo on screen. But I actually did like No Man Land.
yeah. I
Not
love her.
but I didn't anchor my like on her performance. It was this beautiful story, knowing that it was made by an Asian filmmaker.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
that
was
really
good.
Affected me. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Parasite was
should we all
amazing.
sip on that
Parasite.
then?
I was going to say. I'm
Parasite
sorry.
was
Asian film like
amazing.
Parasite.
That was. Because it was like, what the hell?
But
No,
Parasite
Parasite.
deserved
It made
every
you think, yes,
single
yes,
buzz. Yes.
Yes.
I liked Parasite actually.
What movie do you think is so overrated, but that's like really popular?
Oh God, I don't even know.
Bathroom
That-
stalls in
I'm the
parking lot.
Honestly,
I'll just try
and
to
I'll
plug.
give you some insight into my life. I've been so busy the last 10, 15 years with music and not being part of television or movies that I have legitimately barely been starting to watch TV.
So
and
why
movies.
don't you just
I
say bathroom
just-
stalls
I
in parking lot
just-
to give me another plug?
But I just watched the Game of Thrones series.
Is it not that
Love it.
No, it's not that great. I thought it was like, what was the whole hype of it?
I
Thank
watched-
you. I actually had.
I
didn't
watched
think
a
it was
little
that
bit of
good.
the first episode.
thought it was
and I was just
okay.
like, can't. No. Okay. 6 Feet Under, by the way, is a series that
Oh my
everybody
God.
should watch in their
It
entire
changes your whole
life. It does.
perspective about
it changed
life.
my entire life.
Yes. It
Okay.
changes
This
everything.
is for everybody. Truth or
Okay.
sip. Have you ever cheated on a boyfriend?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
Jesus.
Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
drink that anyways. Cheers.
Yeah, me
Cheers,
too.
boyfriend.
Thales and Anthony, what is the biggest pet peeve you have about the other person during filming that you've never told each other?
No, first of all, I tell him straight up.
Yeah, and I don't feel.
But okay, so what's your biggest pet peeve?
During film
oh my God.
or during life?
film.
Film.
You
You know, it's funny because
Because I know him for a long time.
But it's very
12
funny.
years.
We know.
In like the entertainment business, you're like, oh God, you're my best friend and we're so funny. We should work together. Then you work with somebody and you're like, that
Shut the fuck
is
up.
awful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's your
Anthony's awful, but he's really talented. So I'm stuck with this bitch. You know what I'm kidding?
that just sounds like. Is Michael watching this? Jesus Christ.
what's the
Bad peeve. During filming. It's really hard. It's really hard to say because I also have my flaws. So I think like he
no,
compliments
but
me
this
a
is
little bit.
it's the truth or sip. What's your biggest pet peeve about Anthony
Filming.
during the filming process?
Fuck, man. Biggest bad peeve.
I have to say,
Truth
like,
or sip, or
no,
or you can
you
sip.
want the truth,
Thales,
like
or you have to sip.
No, I'm already sipping for
Okay,
sure.
okay.
No, the
Haven't
truth,
we all been?
the honest truth is, I think Thales is a freaking beast, so talented, and I admire his work so much, and that's true. If you talk about personal life, we have a whole list from A to Z.
Okay,
from each
get
other.
to the point.
The thing is, there is no pet peeve because I honestly admire. I honestly admire every single, even when he asks for the same shot like 300 times. Okay. One pet peeve, but it's not really shouldn't be because he's just
Okay,
too
I
perfectionist.
found one.
He's
Okay,
too perfectionist, and it's. I
Hurry up,
shouldn't
Sean
be.
has to go home.
Go,
Okay,
go, Thales.
okay, Sean, hold on. Anthony, because we're too close.
Oh no.
We're too close, and sometimes I go on set. I'm a director. All the shit that I do, I'm the director. So I go to him and I go and give him a direction that he's probably wasn't aware of because he was on a makeup or something. And I was like, Anthony, do it like this. I was like, no, but we roll like do it like this. We're rolling. And then he wants to discuss the script because he also wrote
Because
that
I
fucking
wrote the script and we talked about this in before. and
but
he
like I'm
changes.
directing this shit and we're on the clock. Can you just hear me out and just do what
But
I'm saying?
so I think it could be the greatest thing. It could also be the worst thing. I learned this in college when I directed, kind of wrote, and starred in my own one-man show, and I thought it was going to win all the awards. And then everyone was like, that was awful because I didn't have an objective point of view. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so as an actor, you kind of have to give yourself up to the director at that point, even though you helped write it, even though you helped do that, which is very tough to do because we're all entertainers. We all have an ego,
Yeah.
you know?
No, but like because as a comedian, also like I fight so much for my jokes sometimes with Thales, and he fights for his. We do months like writing our shows, but the thing is, when he changes, and I'm certain about all the rehearsals we've done and everything, I get by surprise, and I'm so stuck with the idea in my mind. That's funny, but I end up doing everything he wants, and he knows. But I ask
Sometimes
for
spur of
one.
the moment challenges you as an actor, and it brings up a new.
Yeah, I do ask for one
energy.
moment where, like, can I do the way that I
Yes.
want to do, and
Yes.
he gives it to me.
Good.
And sometimes
Good.
he chooses that. So,
Okay, Thales and Anthony, strangest part of American culture that you'll never understand or get.
oh God, saying goodbye without touching someone or giving a hug or shaking, it's just like buying and leave.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
that's me.
And I'm
Without
like, what
touching
the-
their butt, right? Like, what the hell? Let me touch your little.
No, Thales, when he got here, he was going to say hi to a girl, and he was like, hi, and he went to hug the girl, and the girl almost like ran as she was being sexual harassed.
You know, I hate normalizing that we need to hug and shake hands with everybody. No,
Please.
you earn that, and then we can interact. Okay,
Yeah.
what's your
But
biggest?
Brazil's the opposite. My biggest is dating in general.
Oh, well, I don't
Why?
think any of us.
Wait,
will.
how? How? I don't understand why.
Especially if they're from Kansas.
Kansas.
Oh my god.
DJ John Joseph, truth or sip? Have you ever had a quickie while DJing?
Oh my god.
Oh, we already heard the bucket story. Was it really a
He
bucket?
had.
Or
So
was someone named Bucket?
I won't name the club, but during my
Abby.
set on a New Year's, I was
All right.
BJ.
intertwined in a
BJ.
Okay. DJ John Joseph,
DJ BJ.
what club on New
Yes,
Year's Eve
yes,
did you
pretty much
have
that.
relations?
I can't say this.
Then sip.
Mickey's.
Mickey's and
Mickey's doesn't count. I mean, even the valet is like, Mickey's is just
Oh my God.
whatever.
I love Mickey.
DJ John Joseph, what's a really bad song that you love that you would be mortified for us to find out that you love?
Oh no.
I'm a slave for you.
No, I love the Britneys.
It's like, yeah, but it's like,
Somebody says you got
it's
a
like
new
she
friend.
missed out at the casting for Labyrinth. Like she's like,
She went too late.
Yeah. Okay, this is for everybody. What is one thing that you have lied about on a dating app? Truth or sip?
Oh, my age.
Oh my god.
What?
What is one thing that I have told the
Why would
truth?
you lie about your age? To be younger or
I don't
older?
honestly. I don't. And honestly, the very first time I ever posted my age on social media was this past year in quarantine, and I posted my full age, and I was happy about it, but I wasn't happy until then. It was weird.
I don't even know what you're saying. Okay.
Look, I lie about everything. Depends.
Oh
Wow.
my God. No, you don't.
thought-
I do.
I saw.
You didn't go to Cannes Festival?
No. We're talking
You
about
didn't go to
dating
Cannes.
app.
You
No,
photoshopped that.
We're
Yeah.
talking about dating app. I'm
Yeah,
not talking
yeah.
about my.
Oh, so you've
professional
never?
life.
Okay.
It also depends on the dating app. Are we talking about Tinder? What? Sean, are we done?
Any app? No. But we do have to wrap. Sean has to go home.
Oh,
I don't have to
Sean.
go home, but it's
Here-
all good.
We
Hey,
have to go
Sean,
home.
come here.
Okay.
Another
I gotta go
Skyway.
home.
Okay.
Alexander has to go home, and he's blaming it
Yo,
on me.
here's the
I
thing.
gotta go home. I got
Tinder,
work to do.
Tinder. We're going on a date, so we're gonna have some dinner. I'll tell the truth, right?
Will you?
No, but what have you lied about, like in your profile?
Grinder. I lie about everything Grinder.
He's just trying to get the D.
I just tried to get the D. So I analyzed the person. I was like, what does this person needs the D for? So I was like, is the
Needs the
age,
D.
is the size, and I go
See,
with
just
But
like
they're
whatever
gonna
works.
find out.
No, but anything
They're
that
like, are you Brazilian? Like, no, I'm Irish.
No,
You're
no, no, no,
Brazilian.
no.
Brazilians
No,
already
no,
have
no,
a lot
no.
of.
I'm talking about
Brazilians
numbers.
have a good rap, by the way.
No. It's
They
just
already
okay.
have a lot of D.
Yeah.
Me-
numbers,
measurements. So you think that they're
measurements.
gonna show up and they're not gonna know that you measured wrong?
Well, I mean,
They're like, oh, were you on the
8 to
metric system?
9, really?
That's a wow.
It's where you measure
Okay.
from.
The only thing I think I lie on the dating app is when I tell people, looks don't matter. They do.
Looks something.
I would never put that on me.
I
So-
actually do.
So, and here's like another little hot topic is, we're not supposed to put certain things. And, at my current COVID, I'm a little curvy girl. I don't think it's wrong for you to say, this is what I'm into, this is what I'm not into, in terms of like Grindr. It's like a menu. If you
Yeah.
say, hey, I would like the salad without tomatoes or without onions.
Yeah.
You don't like tomatoes or onions. You can't make yourself like tomatoes or onions. Or, to make the salad feel better, I'm not going to
True.
say that. It's a very fine line because I do understand about being body positive or racially inclusive. But you also can't tell your body what to respond to.
Yeah. True.
Get caught up into little, for example, age. Oh, if you're 27, 28.
Oh, I
age is
hate
something.
that because
That's
I'm
what I'm trying to
38
say.
already.
They always get into the age.
Yeah,
That's why
but,
I
but
hate
like if you're
that.
7 or 8 and a half, like you know what I mean, like that's
and
a
I've
little
met
light.
sexy 50-year-olds that are sexier than some of you 22-year-olds.
But I agree with you, like
Dude,
some-
I feel like a
Okay,
daddy.
okay.
Like they make me feel like a granddaddy. Like,
never.
We're going to have to edit that. Sean,
I'm
edit that.
28.
Okay. We need to wrap up the show, but before you leave, we saw the fun of you gentlemen. We saw the crazy side of you. We saw the trailer for Poly People. I
Crazy
want to
side?
show exactly the kind of the scope of the work that both of for your next project. You may recognize Thales. You may not, but looks a little different. You probably won't recognize Anthony.
Probably not.
But this is what he looks like when he's not face tuning. But can you kind of share with us, and you're actually sharing us the exclusive of this. This is
Yes.
a film called Bourbon Dogs.
Series.
Serious.
It's a series that, again, I was not cast in, but still promoting.
But to be fair, we didn't know you yet.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Can you tell us what the series is about?
Yes.
What we're about to see.
Bourbon Dog is the next series that was supposed to drop in my YouTube channel, Thales Correa Presents, right after Poly People until we get the Emmy consideration news.
Well, what can we do to help, by the way? Because it must be
Like,
insane.
you already did.
Who do I?
Yeah,
Yeah.
consider us.
You already did
Consider
enough,
us.
Alexander. Like when we did the interview back a few weeks ago, the voting's already finished. So all is left for us is to wait. But hey, watch Poly People. Give me some love.
All the clicks, share.
Yeah, that's it. I appreciate all the help, and having us here is already a lot of help. I appreciate it. So Bourbon Dog is our next project that Anthony and I did right after Poly People, and it's a completely different type of show. Is a dark comedy about this loser Uber driver who ends up fighting this eccentric
Old man. Multi-millionaire, right?
multi-millionaire that has this dog and is dying and is leaving everything to his dog, and this Uber driver is trying to snatch that.
Oh my God, I'm excited already. Let's take a look and again watch for our two gentlemen in this trailer.
By the way, just before we press play, all the cast of Poly People is on this show.
There, yes.
Oh, nice.
I did recognize. Again, I'm not there. Go ahead, Sean.
They towed my car. So I cannot work, I cannot pay to get my car back, and not even pay the rent of this palace.
I'm Bourbon. Nice to meet you.
Oh, he is actually really rich. He got a lot of money from an inheritance.
You've done your homework, huh?
I mean, he's dying, right?
Yep.
That dog is family. The only living family left now.
How's $100 million sound? Multiply that by 10.
$1 billion. I can take care of the dog, okay?
Let the dogs out. Who?
Junior, come on. The door was open. Don't tell me that you let the dog out and didn't even notice.
The little animal cried like a person.
Where is the dog?
Dude, what the fuck was that?
I'm sorry, but there was a dog on the road, and instead of killing a dog, I'd rather hurt a bitch.
Bourbon Dog.
Clap, 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 clap. I just want to point out, as much as I love the trailer for Poly People, we see like this is a whole different project,
Yes.
a
Completely.
different feeling,
Yeah.
a different energy. We see the same actors, and this is what filmmaking is in LA. I love that you kind of working with the same ensemble and that you're reinventing everything that you gentlemen bring to the table.
That was the whole idea of Bourbon Dog. It was just like, and I know Anthony was like, let's do second season of Poly People. I was like,
I'm so in love with Poly People, guys. I have to do the second season.
It's very sweet. It's very endearing, and it reaches a huge audience because I didn't know that there was that community out there. And it's straight, it's gay, it's bisexual, it's non-binary.
everything.
Yeah.
It's not a show about again sexuality or any kind of flags. It's just a show about love. That's all.
yeah.
Not just like four people loving each other and living their lives as normal as they can.
But for me as a filmmaker, like when I
It's like, what's next?
exactly,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
need.
And
I'm
Poly
the-
People is so politically correct and loving and inclusive. Bourbon Dog is like that black, dark comedy that you
Oh,
just like,
yeah.
Oh God.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We do have to go, but
No.
I want everybody to watch Poly People because you can watch it now.
I'm gonna watch Poly People.
Oh,
Yes,
it's
please.
Will
so
you,
funny.
John?
I will actually.
Oh my God.
And he'll be in season 2 if you want to.
Oh, we do.
But
We
just
do.
God, and we have to go. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm wondering if Cuddles can answer just a few questions. Cuddles is, I mean, it's easy for him to be one of the favorite characters from Poly People, and they're all so great. But Cuddles is. Cuddles.
It's Cuddles.
We're all Cuddles. We're a little bit of Cuddles. So I'm wondering, Thales, can Cuddles come?
I don't know. Can we try? Give your best try. Let's see.
Hi, Cuddles. How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Oh, it's so good to see you.
Thanks for having me. Like, oh my shitness. I'm so
Oh my
happy to be
shitness.
here.
Oh, that's great. Cuddles, I need to ask you a few questions. Beyonce or Britney?
Oh my God, don't give me that. Beyonce or Britney? It depends of the day.
Well, BB is something not new to you, so Beyonce.
BB is me. Shut up, because Tucker is here.
Yeah.
I can't misbehave. Right, Tucker? Sure. Okay. Look, Beyonce has her moments, okay? Beyonce is like, and Britney has hers. Like, Britney is like that little fun, like, little girl.
Not so fun anymore.
Free Britney.
For Britney hashtag, we
For the
love
love
you,
of
girl.
God.
We're with you. But Beyonce is like, it's
Yeah,
like,
with-
Beyonce's like that woman is just like, yeah, like, you know, like taking over. And I like that too.
Do you feel like you're the Beyonce of the home?
For sure.
With all of your lovers?
I'm the household, you know. Jay-Z is Tucker. Likes to believe that he is, I'm the macho man, but like actually it's Beyonce. that
I
who's
think
doing it.
Les is the Jay-Z.
Cuddles,
Yes,
are you
exactly.
a top or a bottom?
Look, I don't like labels. Okay.
But you wear a lot of labels.
What do you mean do I
Only
actually?
Gucci,
Prada,
Chanel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chanel, Dior, Lagerfeld, Givenchy, Gucci, darlings.
Well, those are labels that the brand put them on air. I just happen, you know,
To
to
like
let them,
those.
to let them on fill on my body. Me per se, like Tucker likes to say. You know what? I'm very fluid.
Yes.
I'm very fluid. I like anything. I like be on top. I like to be on bottom. I mostly like to cuddle.
That's why your name is Cuddles.
That's why they call me Cuddles because of that reason. So it's like just hang little
Cuddle
cuddle.
bear.
You know, like my teats are available.
Cuddles, what's your birth name?
Oh my God. My birth name. Why would I reveal this here?
Because it's an award-winning show.
Oh, baby. I'm gonna pass.
Okay, all right.
Carlos, don't say that, Carlos.
Cuddles, if you were going to impress me with your cooking, what dish would you be making?
Oh God.
Look, I have a very good way to do cookie dough with salvia.
Magic brownies.
It's a magic brownies. My lovers love it, and that's
Brownie is made with brownie mix and not cookie dough.
That's how you would be surprised with my recipe.
Cuddles, what would your American Idol audition be? Like, what song?
Oh my God, national anthem. Are you kidding me?
Okay, can we hear a little bit of it?
Always there, can't you see? Sean, bring the beat. I like your ad libs, not that I don't know the lyrics.
So it's the Fergie version. Awesome. Thank you, Cuddles, so
Glamorous.
much.
Thank you so much, Alexander. Watch Poly People on YouTube channels or something.
And blessed be the fruit.
Blessed be the fruit.
Oh, you guys, it has been so much fun. We barely scratched the surface. Tell our audience where they can find you. Anthony.
Well, you can find me on at Anthony Tony Moore Shots on Instagram. I'm actually never go on YouTube. I'm just on Instagram all the time. I'm actually live on Instagram right now. So that's yeah, in my apartment.
Tony Moore Shots.
Which
Okay.
I'm not gonna give you.
And your apartment's where again? No, I'm just kidding.
Downtown Los Angeles for you, I can say.
Downtown, nobody's gonna go there.
No, what the hell?
It's like saying I live in Santa Monica.
No, it's close to Disney Hall though. It's really nice. Lots of parking available.
I've never been
There's
there.
no parking available downtown.
No
I'm
parking
telling you,
available. If you want to
same,
take
yeah.
the train, you have a better chance.
Public transport. Thales, where can people find and follow you?
Few platforms: Grindr, Tinder, Scruff, Bumble, and Hornet. No, I'm just kidding.
Hornet.
Hornet is still around? What?
Yeah, no, Hornet.
Adam for Adam.
Oh
that
my
part.
manhunt.
Manhunt.
That is a blast from
no,
the
I'm
past.
just
You
kidding,
just
guys.
aged yourself.
Yep.
I'm a very behaved person. You
Yep.
can find me on Instagram on Thales, CRTHALES, CR, C as in cat, R as in rar.
As in rat.
No, and you do have to check out his Instagram. It's so funny because you get to see some behind-the-scenes pictures and be in the know for all of the new projects coming
Yeah,
out.
Twitter's the same. And please go to my YouTube where Poly People's host is. Bourbon Dogs is coming up. My YouTube is Thales Correa. YouTube.com/Thales Correa. THALESCORREA. I know my name is complicated. I'm Brazilian. Forgive me. But please watch us.
DJ John Joseph.
Oh
where
my
can people
God.
find and follow you?
It's really easy. DJ John Joseph. On
It's
Instagram,
super easy.
Facebook,
White
Twitter.
people have the easiest. It's like you don't have to tell them like the spelling
I
or the
hate these people.
accent.
Right, it's
Oh,
the
okay,
same.
Tony
At
Moore.
DJ John Joseph.
Shots.
Twitter, Instagram is the same. Facebook is the same. It's all easy to find. I'm the easiest one person to find.
DJ John Joseph.
I'm the easiest one.
Are you though?
You have to work for that. So right before we go, we know Pride Month might be over, but Pride celebrations continue. SoCal, I'm telling you, LA Parties is back. San Diego Pride Weekend with 6 parties, 3 locations for one epic weekend. Mega pool parties, rooftop
us.
party, and Rich's Day party, plus headline talent all weekend. And a rumor is that On the Rocks will be at the rooftop party.
You better be.
And the rumor is Thales Correa and Anthony Moore.
Are you guys gonna
too.
come?
That's the rumor.
Oh, please.
Do you guys
I
want to
think that you
pass?
guys- yeah,
I think
I
they should
think-
give us a
yeah.
pass.
Okay, can we be? Are you gonna? Can we be there
For
with
that,
you?
we can stay in the same
Why
room because
not?
I'll be in there for 10 minutes.
Hell yeah, baby.
And maybe Cuddles will show up. Go to leparties.com
We'll
and get
do
your
a lot of
tickets.
Cuddles.
But get your tickets now because they are selling out, and that's all, folks.
We did sell out the VIP passes actually.
Well, no, we still
Well,
do
but you
so.
guys,
Yeah,
VIP,
of course.
so it's different.
They're gonna hand us like, can you guys park
But
cars?
you get individual.
We heard you were Latino.
You can get individual day passes still, all on LAparties.com for each individual party. So yeah,
It's always a grab bag of fun here every week on The
I
Rocks.
got
You want this show for free? We want to keep giving it to you for free. So subscribe, share everywhere. YouTube, iTunes, whatever. Big thank you
Like and
to our
comment.
guests. Like and comment. Our engineer, Sean Lask, who is
Sean is the best.
injured, but he's
very
still here.
cute, by the way.
Oh my God, thank you so
He
much.
has a girlfriend.
No homo,
Hands
though.
off.
No homo.
No
Just to let you
homo.
know, I will be in San Diego for the event. So
You better.
if you guys want to see me, I'll be there.
Nobody's gonna deal with a gimp with those crutches.
I'll deal with it.
Our intern Alexis Mendez, our researcher Mama Rhodes. Get your tickets for Vegas Gays in Space. By the way, 1 week you get to hang out with
I
fellow
wanna
nerds
go.
from
I'm
around.
gonna go.
You guys, hundreds and hundreds
I'm a
of
Trekkie. I'm gonna
people
go.
come. William Shatner's going to
so
be there.
fun.
Kate Mulgrew's going to be there. George Takei's going to be there.
Oh my
Blue
God.
Delbario. Like, all of the stars are going to be there.
Yeah.
Like I said,
So don't
subscribe,
tell
whatever.
Vegas it's not gay. Here we
Stay
go.
happy, stay healthy, stay. I have some Star Trek news for the next few weeks. We are focusing on Star Trek. We have Blue Delbario from Star Trek
Amazing.
Discovery. We also have John Delancey, who plays Q, who is
Oh my
back
God.
for Picard. By the way, this is big. This
Stop
is
it. Are you
really,
kidding
really
me?
big. I'm not kidding you.
What?
Very big. And
Picard's
we have
my
a lot to talk
boo.
to.
Watching the Picard show was kind of phenomenal. And he's
Yes,
back for
Picard
that,
was
too?
like NyQuil I didn't have to pay for. Okay. See you next Tuesday.
Bye.
This has been another episode of On the Rocks. Tweet me and slide into my DMs on Twitter and Instagram at On the Rocks On Air. Find everything On the Rocks for free at OnTheRocksRadioshow.com. Subscribe, like, review, and share.